Morgan, half a day in Hecky, and how's everyone doing today? I got my head shaved, so I'm feeling fresh and fancy. And I'm here for more Ace Attorney, episode 3. Where did I say? Last 59. So, I ended stream, but I didn't end stream. So I have to be a bit mindful when I end stream today, because I noticed there was like a 30-second connection error, and I was like, what you talking about? So keep an eye on that. That's right, Gumshoe's given his testimony. The crime was reported at 2:25 p.m. by a kind of scary old man, sir. Poor Maggie had passed out from the shock. It must have been real tough for her. The victim didn't have any identification on him. Let me just check the audio too. Solid. But we figured out who he was pretty quick, and then the investigation went smoothly. When Maggie was searched, we found the lottery ticket and the bottle of poison. And that was it. There was nothing else missing from the crime scene. Well, hold on. How did you figure out who he was? You identified the victim and secured your prime suspect. Very good. Let me just move my pencil. Last chance to convince the court you're a real lawyer, Wright. Son of a... Ugh. Right? You said he didn't have any identification, but then you figured out who he was. Wait a sec. I have cat hair in my face. Did I say something dumb again? Let me paraphrase what you just testified to this court. The victim didn't have any form of ID on him. That's basically what you said, yes? Yeah, basically. In that case, how were you able to identify the victim so quickly? Hello, Louis. Hi, Keon. How are we doing today? Also, if you like citizen science, I posted the link for the Zooniverse group. He's so let down. He's got the whole sagging shoulders and puppy eyes thing going. There was a prescription bag on the victim's table along with the lottery ticket. It seems Mr. Glanell visited his doctor before he went to Trespian. We got the victim's name for the medical records of the doc who prescribed the meds. That's a reliable enough source for the court. Nice, nice. Grind away. I need to get on that. I'm just so busy. Like, I just finished going through all my dev-gifted games and, adding all their social media links, because some of them got updated, so I was like, alright, let me update their links. So, yay! So what sort of medicine was in the bag? Well, actually, the bag we found was empty. Huh? Yeah, completely empty. It was completely empty? Victim's prescription bag. So how do you know it was him? I mean, they confirmed later on, but what if it wasn't his? You're entering an empty paper bag as evidence? Desperate, are you, Trey? Now, what happened with the investigation after that, detective? When Maggie was searched, we found the lottery ticket and the bottle of poison. Can I, present the poison? Well, hold on. Wouldn't the prescription be what was missing? Because it was empty. Objection! So where was the medicine? I think I should point something out to you. There is just one small contradiction in your testimony. Oh, finally. I'm getting all anxious just waiting, so hurry up, will you? You testified that nothing else was missing from the crime scene. However, the prescription bag you mentioned was empty. Did the officers recover the medicine from the scene of the crime later? Oh, no, they didn't. The victim was given a prescription right before going to Trespian. Where, then, did the medicine disappear to? You... are too cool. Yeah, I'm super cool. Indeed, due consideration wasn't given to the victim's prescription in the previous trial. Witness, why do you always overlook such vital pieces of evidence? I guess that's the most careless thing I've done so far, huh? The victim was killed by poison, and the victim's medicine mysteriously disappeared. The victim's own prescription could have been the lethal poison itself. Order. Well, Mr. Godot, what do you have to say to that? Huh? That's all. Just, that's all? What? Read for the court the name of the client on the prescription bag, if you will. Sorry, clinic. What's a clinic's name got to do with anything? New ear otolaryngological otolaryngological. Just what kind of illness was this victim suffering from, Mr. Godot? Hardly an illness, Your Honor. More like a bitter war wound, you could say. A war wound? The day before the incident, Mr. Elk found himself in a fight. He took a blow to the side of the head and ruptured his eardrum. Oh. He ruptured his eardrum? Then what on earth was the prescription he was given? It was a cream that was to be applied topically inside his ear canal, not to be ingested. What? Well, then why would that be missing? It's mentioned in the autopsy report if you read the fine print. They found traces of the medication in the victim's left ear. Wait. The ear that he had the earpiece in? He wouldn't be... It seems Mr. L correctly applied some of his medication while he was at Trilogy. Therefore, it would be absurd to believe that he would have eaten his medication. It seems that this medication is irrelevant to the case. No. He said left ear. He had the earpiece in the left ear. You tell me you're gonna put in your little fucking AirPods when you have a ruptured eardrum? Yeah. If you don't think of something quick, it'll all be over. She's right. But I can't get away with any old weak objection. What should I do? Push the medication! Only moments ago, Mr. Godot made the following statement. It seems Mr. Godot correctly applied some of his medication while he was at Trilogy. If that's the case, then why was the medication not found at the scene of the crime? Sure, go with that logic. But the medication in question was for topical use inside the ear canal. That doesn't change the fact that it could not be found at the crime scene. However insignificant it may seem, it's a lawyer's duty to pursue the truth. You know as well as I do that the medication is irrelevant. It hardly seems likely that prescription drug would contain potassium cyanide. It hardly seems likely that the coffee the waitress served would contain it either. But it did! The possibility is undeniable. That's enough. Mr. Godot, is the detective the only witness the prosecution wishes to call? Mr. Godot? I've got my own witness I'd like to call, sir. Oh. It's the old man who was there in the restaurant the day of the murder. Am I finally gonna be like, place him? Victor Coudeau, the pigeonator? Very well. The matter of the disappearing medication seems little more than trivial at best. However, it wasn't explored at all in the previous trial, and that is something that bothers me. Yay, good job, Nick! Thanks. The court will adjourn for a 10-minute recess, after which we will hear the prosecution's next witness. I suppose this means I'll just have to finish you off in my last 6 cups. Wait, are you on cup 11 already? Court is adjourned for recess. Or is he saying, like, in the next 6 he plans to finish me? Either way, that's too much coffee, bro. Phew. People be crazy, Nick. That was close. Tell me about it. I nearly died in there. That's my line, sir. No, it's my line. I think I really did die a little bit. Looks like we all nearly died in there. I can't believe Detective Gumshoe. How could he betray us like that? Huh? He said he helped me, but he totally set me up. I don't think he meant to do that, Maggie. He was backed into a corner. I mean, the guy's got to do his job, right? It's okay. I know all about lies and betrayal. I've had them my whole life. But it really hurt this time. It felt like someone punched me hard in the stomach. I hate that guy. I don't want to see him again. Poor Gumshoe. So the next witness is going to be that old guy from the park, right? Yeah, Mr. Coudeau. Lover of waitress outfits and projectile seeds. I bet he's going to be really stubborn. I mean, he's pretty set in his ways, you know? Yeah, he's a big old grouch. Are you going to be able to handle him, Nick? So what I'm hearing is if he's giving me problems, I just don a maid outfit, or sorry, a waitress outfit and be like, sir, please answer my question. And he'll be like, got it. I can take whatever he throws at me, even those never-ending bird seeds. I just think it's so funny he throws bird seeds at us. He brought his seeds. Name and occupation, if you don't mind. The name is Victor Kudo, born and bred in the land of the rising sun. Honor and duty are what make me, mind you. I can be quite emotional at times, too. We don't need to hear about that, Mr. Kudo. Just tell the court your occupation. My occupation? Cat, listen, youngman. How much call do you think there is for kimono embroidery here? Kimono embroidery? That's what I do, or did, back in Japan. I embroidered family crests on kimonos. My ancestors were embroidering kimonos before this country even existed. Wow, a real craftsman. They're a dying breed. Hey, maybe you could embroider my costume sometime. Anyway, like I said, there's not much demand for that kind of thing here. So I had to take a job working the cash register at a burger joint, pretending to smile. That burger joint would have been better off putting him in the kitchen. Now then, witness, were you in the restaurant at the time of the incident? Ah, yeah, I was eating some seeds over a cup of Javasino. Seeds? What do you... What do you think these are for? I see. So you saw everything that happened, Gramps? Oh, did I? Oh yes I did. I saw it all. Then please tell the court. We're all ears. Sure. I'll tell you every last detail. He's really getting into this. Let me just adjust my sweater. It keeps ratting up and choking me. Alright. The young man was reading the sports paper. The serving girl brought him a Javasino, but she put something in it. The man took one sip of it, looked like he was in terrible pain, and then collapsed. That's the serving girl, right there in the defendant's chair. I remember her well. Pretty. She is not a serving girl. Please refer to her as a waitress. Ah, you're as bad as the rest of them. All these newfangled words. What's wrong with old-fashioned ones? Newfangled? All this talk of radios and glasses, it's wireless and spectacles, I tell you. Excuse me. Listen to me, everyone. Don't forget the old values. I don't know why I imagined him short, but seeing his long legs, I'm like, oh, he's a tall gentleman. Don't let the good old days slip away. Well, I think it's time to begin the cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. What a case. What I witnessed. The young man was reading the sports paper. Okay. The serving girl brought him a Javasino, but she put something in it. The man took one sip of it, looked like he was in terrible pain, then collapsed. That's the serving girl right there in the defendant's chair. I remember her well. Hold it! You said I remember her well in reference to the waitress. Did she have any particular features that you can identify her by? Particular features? It's a disgrace, that's what it is. Sorry? You could see all the way up to her. Right, I'm gonna use his whole, like, love for the uniforms against him. You know, she's practically naked in that uniform. So the particular feature you recognize about the waitress is her outfit, but anyone could wear just such a uniform, even me. Mr. Wright, please spare the court of any further mental anguish from that image. Hey, anyone can wear an outfit. Don't get all excited, Nick. You've got to keep yourself together. I guess I got a bit carried away. Okay. There are other things I recognize about her, too. Seems pretty sure of himself. What should I do? I would say press further, right? Just be like, meh. Sure, you saw a waitress take the coffee over to the victim. But what matters is whether the waitress was Maggie Bird or not, right? Because there was that other female at the cafe, and, like, we have not talked about her at all. Quite right. Mr. Kudo, these other features that you recognize about the defendant, I would ask you to add them to your testimony. Sure. There was a ribbon in her hair and her apron straps were loose. I feel like that's something, because what? You do seem to remember several details about her appearance, but what about the most crucial detail of all, her face? As if I wouldn't remember that. The witness noticed the straps on the accused's apron. He's unlikely to make a mistake about her face. That's right, I can even tell you the color of the ribbon in her hair. It was red. So you see, there's nothing wrong with the witness's eyesight. It's orange. There's no doubt he remembers the waitress pretty well. What should I do? I get the feeling there's something more to this somehow. I want to say ask about the straps, but maybe like the back, because from that picture it looked like something was happening. we describe are all things you would see from the back. Right, because I saw the hair and I was like, the hair, I don't know, it doesn't look like Maggie's hair, you know? Like it doesn't have the, like her stuff kind of frays out a little bit at the end. So what? So you never saw the front side, bro. Is it possible that you never saw the waitress from the front at all? He's got you there, Gramps. People normally talk about facial features when they're asked to describe someone. But this witness testimony is nothing but straps and ribbons. This is harassment. I tell you, I'm not obsessed with straps or ribbons. I'm just telling you what I saw. Mm-hmm. Mr. Kudo, the court requests that you add details about any identifying features. Features you observed from the front, that is, to your testimony. This old man's testimony is getting longer and longer. A little switch, come here. If I can't find a hole in it soon, it'll get even longer, I bet. There wasn't anything that caught my interest about her when I saw her from the front. You shut your mouth. You... Really? Objection! Nothing? Mr. Kudo, I would like you to please take a look at this. Gah, that filthy thing would suit filth like you just perfectly. Actually, it reminds me of what my grandson looks like just after he's done eating. Have you ever seen this before? Of course I haven't. Do you think I'd forget something as dirty as that? Well, you half-witted clod. What? What is it? Ever since I said you half-witted clod, there's been an eerie silence in here. Mr. Kudo, this apron is the apron worn by the defendant on the day of the poisoning. Huh? As you just said yourself, you wouldn't forget something like this. Which means if you had really seen this apron before. Mm-hmm. Yes, you know what I'm getting at. You couldn't have possibly seen the waitress from the front. Oops. There goes a little butt! Witness, you can't just oops your way out of this. Ah, well. Looks like we finally have a genuine trial on our hands. The hair? Listen, Try, here are the facts. On the day of the incident, there was only one waitress in the restaurant. That being the defendant, Miss Maggie Bird? Exactly. And when that one waitress put the poison in the coffee cup, this old guy was watching. I hope you understand the gravity of the situation, Mr. Kudo. The fate of the defendant may rest on what you say you remember seeing. Just tell the court exactly what you saw, Gramps. You can rely on me, Captain. My noggin's in perfect working order. I can't remember a single occasion when I forgot what burger a customer wanted. He can't remember? Probably more like he messed up so many times he's blocking it out. Very well, let's just test how good your memory and attention to detail is, Mr. Kudo. Tell us what you remember about the victim. He was another of those pesky young types wearing a broken pair of spectacles. He had a newspaper in his right hand and the noisy brat kept rustling its pages. The young man was listening to the wireless, I remember that well. Then the serving girl in question brought over the Javasino. The little fidget picked up the cup with his free hand and took a sip. The fidget? The fidget? The testimony we have just heard was to test how credible the witness memory is. It seems to me that he remembers the victim in a great deal of detail. Oh yes, I hate those you-know-what types who are so vague about everything. How are we going to handle this, Nick? We only need to do one thing. We just need to prove that the old man's memory is shot. Just trip him up, you mean? Isn't that kind of cruel? I suppose, but it's what I do best. I trip up people. The fidget line is weird. The little fidget picked up the cup with his free hand and took a sip. Coffee contained potassium covered in the victim and Maggie's fingerprints. Objection! Mr. Kudo, do you remember what you were told at the start of this testimony? That this was a way of testing the credibility of your memory? I know, there's nothing wrong with my memory, I tell you nothing. If I got anything wrong, I'll eat these seeds and sing the pigeon song. Care to tell us where this is going, Trey? According to Mr. Kudo, the victim was holding the paper in his right hand. Okay, and then left hand cup. While drinking coffee with his free hand, which would make that his left. What is this? Kindergarten? But it would look like the court... Please take a look at this. Oh. Because I was like, he can hold it with his left, but it's like the lip placement, unless he's drinking coffee like like this. That's the cup the victim used. I was thinking more of like, oh, Maggie's fingerprints are on it. You said that he just took a sip. You didn't say that Maggie like touched it and brought it to him. This works too. That different logic, but this works too. Yes, and on the rim you'll notice the mark left by the victim's lips. Yes, there was a stain left by the coffee. If you consider where that stain is, you'll clearly see that the victim was holding the cup in his right hand. But how? Well, Mr. Kudo, the court is waiting for your epic performance. You said you'd eat those seeds and sing the pigeon song. So sing! I'm afraid this is simply not acceptable. I think the witness had better go back to the park where he came from. If you think I'm gonna stand here and listen to you and tell me I'm mad, you're wrong. I don't care about that dirty coffee cup. I know what I saw. You still insist on your testimony? Easy solution. Where were you? Because you just... Hold on. Back this up real quick. Right? Our guy was here. That died, right? And this is where the coffee was. But he said he only saw the back of Maggie. So I'm like, okay, well, if she's walking over here, then it's like you'd have to be here or here, right? To see only the back. But then it's like, if Maggie turns around, you would see her front. So like, where were you sitting that you only saw the back of the person, never the front, you know? Weird. I feel like that's gonna be a point later. That young brat was holding that cup in his left hand. Oh yes, no question. I'm a good law-abiding citizen. Were you looking in a mirror? It's that dead young hot bot and you spiky-haired yahoo who are at fault. Who, me? Thank you, old man. We've heard quite enough from you already. Don't call me old man, old man. Been around for 68 years, I have. You can't ignore me. Listen to what I've got to say. I'm sorry, Mr. Kudo, but sure, why not hear a little more? Mr. Godot. Well, this is my it's his 16th cup of coffee. So this is your final stand. Thank you, Captain. You can rely on Victor as he aggressively tosses more pigeon seeds. He's great. Left hand or right hand? Okay. The boy was wearing the earpiece on the same side as the green lens of his spec. Okay. So that's his left side. He kept fiddling with it all the time. He was fiddling with it just before he picked up the cup, too. And then he used the same hand to pick up the cup, his left hand. But we know that the victim was wearing an unusual monocle over his left eye. It wasn't a monocle, Your Honor. It was a small computer monitor often used by programmers. A monitor? You mean like a television screen? The inside of the lens is a screen that displays computer data. It's called an HMD. It's a common tool in the victim's line of work. HD, TV, DVD, CD, all these newfangled letters drive me mad, but they don't matter. I know what I saw and I'm telling the truth. It's true, he doesn't seem to be lying. And those are the facts in good old black and white. Left hand or right hand? Can I present the medicine? Like, can I present the bag and just being like, okay, if the earpiece was on the left side, but on his left side was the ruptured eardrum. Or maybe. Right over his left eye, but his left eardrum was ruptured. So why would you wear the Objection! I don't know. Why would you wear the earpiece there? I'm not sure what the relevance of this is, but... Mr. Kudo, there is something very strange about your observations of the victim. What? You say he was wearing the earpiece on the same side as the HMD. No question, you can lock me up if I'm wrong. It was his left ear, without a doubt. I could only see that side of his head from where I was sitting. I don't think so. What did you say? You're no doubt unaware of this fact, Mr. Kudo, but the victim couldn't hear with his left ear. His eardrum was ruptured. Okay, I'm glad we're in this, because I was like, We keep talking about left side. Traces medication for his condition were found in his ear canal. That's right. It's impossible that the victim was wearing his earpiece in his left ear, because he couldn't even hear in that ear. Is that true, Captain? It is. Pie? Pigeon! Pretty pigeon! Why is he screaming about pigeons now? Okay, the witness testimony is completely unreliable. He only saw the waitress from behind, and he claims that the victim was wearing an earpiece when we know his eardrum was ruptured. Well, Mr. Godot, a single drop of milk is all it takes to destroy the pure black magic in the cup. This old man is my drop of milk. Captain, are you calling me a drip? This is the victim's coffee cup in which the potassium cyanide was found. The mark on the rim clearly shows that the victim picked it up with his right hand. I'll never back down, I know I'm right. The lad drank his Javassino with his left hand. Let me put you out of your misery. Clearly the victim used both hands. He took a sip with the cup held in his right hand and then switched to his left. That's what the old man saw. Impossible. The witness has already testified on numerous occasions that the victim died immediately after taking just one sip of the coffee. Which hand the victim used to pick up the cup is irrelevant, Your Honor. No, it's not! Shut your mouth. The facts are still stand. With one hand or the other, Mr. L drank the poisoned coffee like this. Oh my god. Sadly, Mr. Godot, that doesn't wash. The point of this testimony was to establish whether the witness' memory is credible. And the results are clear. The testimony given by this witness is useless. I believe it is time to conclude today's proceedings. I am satisfied that the witness is not deceiving the court, but to be frank, his testimony is a farce. Did you have to be so frank? Take that, you pompous old fogey! I'm sorry, Mr. Kudo, you can't reach me from there. I'm ordering the defense and the prosecution to investigate this case further. That is all for now. This court is adjourned. Oh. Wait! If we stop now, where does that leave me? Leave you, Mr. Kudo? Thanks to that blue-suited young upstart over there, I'm just a bumbling old man who can't even dot his T's or cross his I's now. Well, How is your bad memory my fault? I'm sorry, Mr. Kudo, but there's nothing I could do. I've kept my mouth shut until now. But there's something else the court should know. What? There's more? To be perfectly honest, it might not be anything, but I want another chance. I want another crack at you, you young shark. Me? He's looking at me like I'm some sort of evil shogun. Well, everyone, what do you say? One final showdown. The final chapter in this eccentric old man's scrapbook. Sorry, Grams. I've already had my 17th cup of coffee. What have you got to lose, Captain? I'll give you all the Javassino you want if you come to my house after the trial. I may be 68 years old, but Victor Kudo is still a man. Okay. That's enough, witness. I believe it'll be quicker for the court to just hear your testimony. You bet. Much quicker. I can't believe this is happening. Haha! You better get ready, youngster. I get the picture. Just quit throwing those seeds at me, would you? It's gotta be using some sort of infinite ammo code with that box of seeds. Alright. First of all, I want to stress that this might be nothing. I'm not too sure myself. Okay. The young man slumped over the table as soon as he took one sip of his Javassino. Well, the clumsy idiot upset the vase. He knocked it right over. It broke, and then the strip of cloth covering the table got completely soaked. Well, how about that? Turn things upside down. Is that all? Yes, that's all. I remember it perfectly. You're doubting me again. You're doubting a poor defenseless old man. No, we are not doubting you, Mr. Kudo. Don't you get the feeling there's a question hanging on everyone's lips? Yeah. So what? Probably. That's all I can think of, and I have to cross-examine this guy. You're a bird brain, that's why that's all you can think of. Very well, Mr. Wright. Your final cross-examination, please. The clumsy idiot upset the vase. He knocked it right over. The vase is up. The vase is up.
Objection!
What are you talking about? Yeah, I was like, I figured we still had a photo of the crime scene. I was like, well, let's just check. I'm no granddad of yours, hopscotch. It's like, quit assaulting the defense attorney. If you throw any more seeds in this courtroom, the cleaners will be here all night. What is it now? I just remembered something. Yes, go on. The broken vase. It was on my table. What? Well, you see, it startled me when that young lad collapsed, so I stood up. That must have been when it fell over. The vase on my table, I mean. The vase on your table? Yes, it was on my table. And that's how my groin came to be completely soaked. Okay. Thank you for sharing this information with us. Wow, silence. Thank you, Mr. Kudo. You've certainly earned your kudos for today. I'd like to ask a question now. Have I been any use at all? Perhaps that's something you should reflect on yourself, Mr. Kudo. Wait a minute. If that's the case, there's more. I've got more to say. Oh, yes, I remember something else. Bailiff, escort the witness out of the courtroom. Wait, listen to me. Well, we seem to have been considerably sidetracked, and I am still not in a position to deliver a verdict. The defendant has not been positively identified as the waitress in question. Additionally, there are two disparities in the testimony we've heard thus far. The mark on the coffee cup that the victim supposedly drank from with his left hand, and the earpiece, which was inserted into his left ear, out of which he couldn't hear. Wow, Nick, you did it! I therefore require both the defense and the prosecution to further investigate the facts. Yes, Your Honor. Oh, excuse me. There is one more thing before I call today's session to an end. One more thing, Your Honor? The witness we just heard from. He's most insistent that this testimony should be of use, so he's summarized it accordingly into the statement. Okay. You may each have a copy of it if you wish. Whatever. The prosecution doesn't need props like that. Kudo's really mad. Yeah, I would be too. Very well. Here you are then, Mr. Wright. There are 3 copies, my own, yours, and Mr. Godot's. Yes, Your Honor. When the incident occurred, I broke the vase at my seat. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, this isn't a piece of testimony, more like a 5-year-old's apology. What the heck are we supposed to do with 3 copies? It's just so everyone has it, you know? That way in case somebody has something else. That is all. This court is adjourned. Save! Alright, so now it's more investigation. So how do you think the trial went this morning? How do you think it went? It got a bit crazy in there. I just wondered if that killed our chances. Yeah, I guess it did get out of hand, but Mr. Kudo's testimony did nothing to help us. It could have, maybe. Because it's like, if his earpiece was in his left ear, does that mean the person at the other table, like, swapped it? Plus, now we don't even know the identity of the waitress who laced the coffee. All we know is what old Mr. Kudo saw, the apron straps and the ribbon, and that the victim was wearing an earpiece when his eardrum was ruptured. Talk about a terrifying case of contradictoritis. Time to play doctor and find ourselves a cure then, huh? Yeah! We've got to find one for Maggie, or she's gonna have a terminal case of guilty. Alright. Well, I'm officially at a loss as where to start. Yeah, me too. Let's try some brainstorming. You go first. I guess we should try to put Mr. Kudo's testimony to some sort of use? Yeah, that's true. We need to figure out the identity of the waitress and who the victim really was. Somehow I think the key to this case has got to be at Trespion. Well, let's go back and check it out. Oh, we should drop in on Maggie and see how she's doing. Okay. Alright, let's... Maybe Gumshoe has something to say. Looks like Gumshoe's not here. Yep. Never mind that. What's going on? It feels different in here somehow. You think? Yeah, everyone seems to be on edge. What are you doing? Call in the officers for the briefing, quick. Can't you shut down the station servers? Chief, quit playing on the internet. But my email, pen pal 1337AZN Princess. Save it for later. I'm turning it off now. No! 1337AZN Princess! Everyone's keeping busy in here, huh? Keeping busy? More like panicking if you ask me. Something's going on. Something big. Okay. I guess Maggie's still in questioning, but we've got questions to ask her too. Maggie, keep it down, Maya. This isn't a playground, you know. Okay, so, tout reste bien. Please, I need you in my life, but I really hope you're not the killer. Empty as usual. Yeah, and it's lunchtime too. That's it. Come on. Hey, that sounds like... Now just call an 8, pal. Come on, I know you can. He's getting really worked up about something. No, that's the wrong number. Ah, looks like an 8 would have only netted me $5 anyway. What a ripoff. Oh, he's lottery. What's the problem, Detective Gumshoe? Huh? Ah, it's you. I was just laughing here, just ha 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 ha. I was just listening to the radio, pal. To the radio? Hey, Detective Gumshoe's having lunch here. He is, and he's having the twin tea set. Ha, what can I say? I don't know, what can you say, bro? This is a nightmare. How am I supposed to look Maggie in the eye now, pal? You really drove her into a corner, you know? You always blow apart my testimony. Why of all days didn't you do it today? Sorry, there just weren't any holes in it for once. Yeah, what happened? Usually your testimonies are like Swiss cheese. Swiss cheese? We preferred crumbly like aged Parmesan? Anyway, this case has already been ruled on. There shouldn't be any holes left to find. So did Maggie say anything to you about me, I mean? Well, how did she put it again? She's not exactly happy with you, bro. Something like that. What? Oh. Please, Detective Gumshoe, I didn't mean... Why is this happening? He's banging his head against the wall, Nick. Oh man, poor Gumshoe. So, did you like the twin tea set? I've never paid that much money for lunch before. Y'all need to come to America. I was so nervous my hands were shaking. So, how did it taste? Well, for $20, I guess. I don't know how to describe it, really. It was... delicate? Delicate? You mean you liked it? It didn't taste bad to you? What's the matter with him? Looks like he's thinking. That's it. I've been trying to think of the right word to describe the taste, and I just realized it's bad. That's it. I tasted bad. It's just kind of hard to admit it to yourself when you paid $20 for it, you know? Maybe you should have found out about the price after he had finished eating it. Oh, Nick, maybe that's why Glenn L came here. Maybe he heard about the super fierce twin tea set. If by fierce, you mean fearsome. Speaking of Glenn L, that reminds me. We still hardly know anything about the guy. Why don't we ask Detective Gumshoe what he knows, seeing as he's here? So what were you all excited about earlier? Huh? That's right, you said you were listening to the radio or something? Oh, that was nothing. I wasn't excited. Come on, Detective Gumshoe, you can tell little old me. What were you listening to? Nothing really, it was just, daily exercise show. You're listening to the lottery. It's okay, Gumshoe. Cyclock. This lunch special's lobster sure is great. Why are there tears in your eyes? Wrong way. Take that! What a silly man. My foot's falling asleep. Wake up! No way, pal. Now that you've made a big thing out of it, I'm not gonna tell you. We'll see about that. Considering all the noise you're making while you were listening, it's pretty clear what kind of radio program. It was related to... Do I have... Yeah. Take that! I'm right, aren't I? Sorry, I'm trying to wake up my foot. You were listening to the lottery results, weren't you? Wake up! You thought you'd try to win big, just like Glenn L did. It's like you can see right through me. Huh? I've cracked him already. See, pal? That's why I said it was nothing. Let him dream. I'm usually pretty lucky, so I figure I'd give it a try. What's with everyone in the lottery? So, how did it go? I won 50 cents. Hey, 50 cents! It'd be better to win nothing at all than half a lousy buck. I was so mad. I'd rather win something. Yeah, I know the feeling. I bought the same kind of ticket as Mr. Elg, see? And they've got this special radio show where they announce the winning numbers. They even do the drawings live on the air. It's intense, pal. I bet that's what Mr. Elg was listening to on the day he was killed. Yeah. What time is it now? It's just after 1:30. And are the lottery results always broadcast at the same time? Yeah. Look, I got this flyer when I bought the ticket. Millionaire Radio Flyer. Experience the most thrilling 10 minutes of your life every Monday at 1:30. When did he die? Hold on. When did he die? Okay, so it is possible he did die during this, because it's from 1:30 to 1:40 is when they announce the numbers. Got it. I want to try it, Nick. Then buy a ticket, Maya. With your own money. I don't know, is there anything else I can, like, really present to him? Besides, like, the profile to be like, what can you tell us about him? This guy was a real programming genius. Yet he couldn't foresee his own death. They called him the walking computer at the place where he worked. What happens when he crashes, though? Does he just stop moving all of a sudden? Oh my god, he wasn't literally a computer, Maya. Anyway, there's nothing between Maggie and the victim. Yeah, that's what we found out yesterday, too. Hey, Detective Gumshoe, don't you have any information that's a bit more fun? Fun? Oh, I know. So have you paid a visit to where Mr. Elg worked yet? You might as well. His workplace? Where's that? The Blue Screen. Computer firm called Blue Screens Incorporated or something like that. Sounds like a real stable company. This could be fun, Nick. Let's go. Computers aren't really my thing, Maya. We'll be fine. I know all about that high-tech stuff. I wonder about that. It's just around the corner from this joint. You should take a look. A computer firm called Blue Screens. All right. Let me just check out the kitchen real quick. See if anybody's in here. Huh? Mr. Armstrong's talking to someone. Red ribbon. I'll be back next month. Oui, naturellement. I will be waiting for you. If you haven't got it by then, I'm afraid it might get a little hot around here. No! I will have everything ready, I promise. I love fire, you know. I love the way it crackles. He. Are you a pyromaniac? No, stop it, I beg you. Then don't let me down. I'll be watching you. Mais non, this is not necessary. You can trust me, mademoiselle. Talk to anyone, and I'll drive a knife right through your heart. That's a death threat. Oh, no, you do not have to worry, you know. You worry far too much. Maybe this will help you relax. It is the oil of sandalwood. I do love raw meat from time to time. Why are you being creepy on purpose? Stop it. I'll be taking my leave. Goodbye for now. What the fudge? I have the shivers. I must rub some of my oil all over my body before I become the nervous wreck. Oh, oui, that feels good. Mystery creepy girl, right? Oh la la, excusez-moi, monsieur. My eyes! Your eyes? If you have trouble with your eyes, you need this, the oil of sandalwood. Isn't this just the leftovers of what you were just using? Just all over his body. Hi, Armstrong. What the fudge was that? You don't exactly have many customers, do you, Mr. Armstrong? No, you are right, monsieur. But perhaps that is the perfect time for you to visit me, no? Is that where I can give you my undivided attention and cook for you la dish supreme? Putting on a brave face, huh? That's what girls do, Nick. But you are right. Business is very difficult these days. Perhaps the name is the problem. People do not understand. They think it is Trey. I just wanted people to think that my restaurant was exclusive. But they think you just serve fast food on cheap plastic trays. Nick, that's the kind of thing that can make a girl cry. Have you forgotten that Mr. Armstrong is a man, Maya? As this restaurant is my life, it is everything to me. I will defend it till the finale. No one will take it from me. Okay, the fudge. So, who was that woman you were just talking to who threatened you? Your life? Your business? Oh la la, you saw that? Well, yes, sorry. So, who was she? She looked so polite and graceful. Polite? Graceful? And she likes raw meat and fires, right? I'll be back next month. Oh, oui, naturellement, I'll be waiting for you. If you haven't got it by then. Literally just happened. Now that I think about it, hey, Maya, I think it's pretty clear what kind of conversation they were having. You think so? Well, then let's show them that piece of evidence and see what happens. What? Well, hold on. What piece of evidence? Is it the contract thingy? Maybe she's from Tender Lender. She's from Tender Lender. So long as that paper exists, I am but a delightful angel with still broken wings. An angel, huh? Doesn't bode well when you think about it. Oui, they kept harassing me month after month. In the end, I had to give in. I agreed to help them. Help them? With what? Maybe, and sir, if I did not owe them the money, I wouldn't have refused. But my hands were tied. Please, what did you agree to help them with? No, I cannot say. If I tell you that woman, she will slice me up and eat me with the salad garnish. Ew, I hope he doesn't mean that he'll literally be sliced up and served with garnish. No, I think he does. I'm gonna guess that woman has something to do with your loan contract, am I right? Ah. Please, Mr. Armstrong, tell us about that woman. Do I just... Okay, I don't have her profile. The woman who was here earlier, I take it that she's, Why has it come to this? What a tragedy. Suddenly I find myself so deep in la debt. It is a sign of la bad world we live in, oh? No, I'd say it's more of a sign of la bad culinary skills. The woman who was here, the scare woman, she is from the loan office? Loan office? Is that where you borrowed $500,000 from? Oui, Tender Lender it is called. Catchy name, just hearing it makes me want to borrow some money. Please, you must not borrow from them if you must no more than $10. $10? Sounds like your whole monthly stipend, Maya. Hey, I get a bit more than that, thank you very much. So, Tender Lender is the loan office you borrowed $500,000 from, huh? I wonder if they've got anything to do with this case. Yeah. I am a weak woman. When I am sad, I have to buy something nice to cheer me up. Thanks to him loaning me the money, I have to pay back $500,000 now. I am like a slave. I have to do everything that he tells me. Who is this? Who's this he? Le Tiger? The Tiger? Oui, he is the manager of the Tender Lender, a terrifying man, the big city mobster. When he shouts at me, my knees are trembling and his voice is ringing in my ears for 3 days. As soon as I hear the noise of the battered old scooter he rides, I start to cry. Wait. Are you talking about the fake guy? A big city mobster who rides a battered old scooter. Does this guy resemble me by any chance? Oh, no. This man has a presence, a most formidable personality. Although, oui, he does have the spiky hair just like you. Oh, oui, there is a resemblance here, I suppose. Sounds like this loan office is worth checking out after all. If you want to visit the Tender Lender, it's just beyond Vitamin Square. Hey, Nick, if you need money, I can loan you some, as long as it's less than $3. Thanks for the offer. Just beyond Vitamin Square, huh? Okay, so we are first gonna go to blue screen. All right, we're gonna... Well, I'm gonna head back back to the precinct now. We've got a big meeting starting in a bit. About Maggie's case, you mean? No, that's pretty much wrapped up now. There's another big case going down at the moment, so she's been pushed aside. Okay, well, see you later then. Bye. But now I'm curious what his stuff is, you know? Oh, what? Why'd you come back? You better get going, detective, or you'll be late. Actually, I've kind of got a favor to ask. It's a big one. A favor? Yeah, it's for Maggie, actually. I was kind of hoping you'd give this to her for me. Oh, did he make her a lunchbox? If she won't take it, I'll eat it because that looks delicious. What is it? It's a lunchbox. I got up early so I could make it. I've been real worried about her. She looked like she'd lost a lot of weight. Oh, Detective Gumshoe. How many weenies are in here? That's not a person on Earth who could down this much meat. You think I love weenies. I can't get enough of their tender juiciness. Tell will you give it to her? It took me ages to make, so please say you will, pal. Oh my god, out of context, that's so bad. Can't exactly say no, can I? A tenderly handmade lunchbox fills the stomach with love and plenty of weenies. Maybe I'll eat it myself if I get hungry. Don't forget, okay? I'm counting on you to give that to Maggie. He's finally gone. Okay. Let me just see if Maggie's here. Nope. Okay. I do want to see if it's calmed down. Okay, it has. Alright, go back to Tres Bien. Nope. Nope, get out of here. And then Tres Bien. Blue screen. Is that a... What an interesting calendar. Wow, this place is so high-tech. You can almost smell the electricity in the air. That's bad. It is a computer firm, Maya. They can't work with electricity, you know? Who are you? Oh, I love your suit. Hello? I'm sorry, access is restricted to authorized personnel only. This is a computer programming laboratory. There are far too many trade secrets that could be leaked. Wow, what secrets? Everything you see here is classified. No information can leave this building. Understood. Who is this woman? She's like a robot from some kind of whacked educational show. My name is Lisa Basil. Lisa Basil? I'm the company director. Director? She's human? She seems more like a ghost in a shell. Reference. And that thing over her eye, isn't that the same device as Glenelle's? That's a DMH, right? Nice try, but it's the other way around, Maya. It's an HMD. All of my programmers here at Blue Screens Inc. are supplied with HMDs. Then do you write programs too? No, I just enjoy wearing this. They are pretty cool. I wouldn't mind one. Hold on. Ah, yes. The Crunch Life. Well, look at this desk, Nick. What a mess. Looks pretty average to me. But you can't get any work done with everything all over the place like this. You think? Real whiz kids could work under any condition, you know. She's trying to hint that I should tidy my desk more. I'll clean up my desk when Maya stops asking silly questions. No, hurry then. Hey, this calendar. What about it? If this is another hint about tidying, you can forget it. Someone's marked December 3rd in red pen. December 3rd, that's the day Mr. Elg was murdered. Is there anything else? Yeah, it says, meet with the tiger. The tiger? Dun, dun, da 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 dun. Oh. Hey, look, Nick, it's a supercomputer. It looks like it's really smart and wise, doesn't it? Computers are only as smart as the humans who use them, Maya. That explains why we don't use the computer in our office. You work there too, Maya? Yeah, but at least I'm... Please, don't argue about something that's so trivial. Otherwise, the computer will laugh at you. She said she'd laugh at us, Nick. She's a human, Maya, not a computer. He's really pounding that keyboard, isn't he? Wow, I bet that's where the pro and programmer comes from, huh? I guess I shouldn't be resting on my laurels. Gotta expand my skill set and all that. Yeah, that's a good idea. Maybe I could become old CD's apprentice. And what about your spirit medium training? He's
These pillars almost look like they're moving. It's kind of unsettling. Yeah, they just look a bit twisted or warped or whatever word I'm looking for. This office was designed with a futuristic feel in mind. Futuristic? Yes, we tried to imagine what things might look like in the future when we designed it. It helps to soothe and calm the soul. On second thought, I agree with you, Nick. This place is really unsettling. Yeah, what's... Wow, look at this mess. Looks like they're all betting tickets. What kind of betting tickets? We're betting on which horse will win a given race. Oh, gambling debts? They're horse racing tickets. Oh wow, his drawers are stuffed full of these. Looks like they're all losing tickets though. Wow. This many tickets would get you, what, $1 down at the recycling center? I didn't know you were so hard up that you tried to profit from the dead, Nick. I'm just taking them as evidence, Maya. Maya, don't say I'm stealing from the dead. Okay. Let's talk to Lisa. So, what exactly is this firm's business? I'll try to simplify it so that you can understand. We analyze the data management systems required by certain branches of industry, and then deliver optimum operating systems and source-level components to them. Huh? You lost me on the corner of analyze and management. It doesn't matter. They analyze stuff. You got that much, right? The software we produce is distributed on CDs. CDs? Yes. Compact discs, digital optical storage media. Of course, CDs are used for software as well as music. It is a small firm, but all of my employees are first-class programmers. Let's ask one of them what they are doing. Excuse me, what are you working on right now? I'm researching the impact of time slicing, common areas, logical access to shared global variables, obviously program structure, influences, response time, and performance, so the co-independence variables and memory overheads is vitally important to the success of the executive? Well, you get the idea. This is the sort of thing we are involved in. Did you good people follow all of that? Yeah? Your blank smile just said otherwise, Maya. Right, Miss Basil? You mean about Glenn being poisoned? Yes, I know. It's terrible. Can you tell us anything that might be helpful? I don't think so. A police officer was here earlier, too. But I couldn't tell him anything either because the waitress who committed the crime has nothing to do with blue screens. Oh. How about Mr. Elk's desk? Have you already cleared it out? No, not yet. There's this one right in front of you. If there's anything that might be useful to you, you're welcome to take it. I guess there might be a clue here somewhere. Well, hold on. Can I present your employee? About Mr. L. He was a top programmer. I would even say he was a genius. But he did suffer from 1 or 2 bugs in his personality. Oh, like what? Gambling addiction? He was a bit of a loser. Perhaps that'd be the best way to describe it. That's what got him into trouble. What's that? What's the matter? He was a top programmer. I would even say he was a genius. So he's really no trouble at all. A model employee. Hey, wait a minute. Just now you said something about him being in trouble. Got to find out what this trouble was exactly. Can I present his tickets? Would you mind taking a look at this? I'm sorry, that data is super admin restricted desktop access password protected. Super... What? This is madness. No, Maya, that is Sparta. She won't tell us unless we say the right code word. A code word? Sesame. If it's not Sesame, then it must be her mother's maiden name. That's how it always is. There's no point in having a password if it's always the same thing, Maya. I guess she just doesn't want to talk about this. Maybe we should focus on asking about Glen L. What do you say? I mean, I did. Let me try this. Like, do you know about the meeting with Tiger? Would you mind taking a look at this? I'm sorry, that data is... You'll say Sesame again? Okay. About Mr. Elk, was he in some kind of trouble? I'm sorry, why would you think that? I thought you said something about it just now. You said he got himself into trouble because he was a bit of a loser. There it is. There it is.
guess Mr. Elga's like every other man with his own pile of secrets. Well, let's see if we can figure this out.
Take that!
We probably have to head to Tender Lender. Alright, what do we got? So how about you tell me what kind of trouble Mr. Elg was in? I'm sorry, sir, but we don't deal with troubleshooting here. Perhaps I can speak to someone in customer service? What's she talking about? I guess I better just take a shot and see where it gets me. Miss Basil, let me ask you something. Did Mr. Elg's troubles have something to do with this? Oh.
Take that!
What is that? A bunch of horse racing tickets, all losing ones. With that many tickets, you could get $1 at the recycling center. You good people are very, very bad. Cashing on others' misfortunes is immoral. Hey! Is that a whiff of hypocrisy I smell? Well, what is the relevance of these tickets? The victim, Mr. Glenn, he had a gambling habit, didn't he? I don't think that's a logical conclusion based on the facts. Everyone likes to go to the races from time to time. Yeah, but not everyone buys this many tickets. Anyway, I don't believe that proves anything on its own. You're right. But I'm not through yet. Mr. Elg's gambling wasn't restricted to horse races, was it? Ooh, I don't think we have. Unless it's this. Ooh. The lottery, horse racing. He bought a lot of tickets and lost a lot of times. That's gotta have hurt his wallet pretty bad, don't you think? She's sweating. Maybe bad enough to be the cause of some pretty serious trouble, perhaps? No? You are right. Glenn did have a gambling habit. You good people must not follow his example, do you understand? Trust me, even if I wanted to, I don't exactly have the money to buy any. But if you win, there's no problem, is there? And Glenn had a winning ticket, didn't he, for $500,000? Yeah, but it's hard to imagine how he could have been in trouble then, isn't it? It's true that Mr. O won $500,000 in the end, but that was his first stroke of good luck. He was in deep trouble before that. What do you mean? Mr. Elg's real problem was with someone or something more terrifying and ferocious. The meeting with Tiger.
Take that!
That was someone on the day he was killed. He even made a note on his calendar about the meeting, meet with the Tiger. What is the relevance of that? Are you trying to suggest Glenn was meeting him to discuss his debt? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But I've never heard anything about this Tiger before. Maybe he's not even human. Maybe he really is a tiger. I'm no programmer, but does she really expect me to buy such messed up logic? In that case, I think it's time to introduce you to the Tiger. Oh, I don't have his profile. I don't have his profile. Damn it. Alright, we gotta... Dang it. Alright, well, let's save. I wanted to see if we could make it. Alright, let's go. Oh, is he here? I don't see any sign of Mr. Kudo, do you? Maybe went to buy another ton of bird seeds? I was kind of hoping he wouldn't be here anyway. At least, not for now. Besides, I need more seeds today and I'm liable to turn into a real phoenix. Tender Lender. Win through compromise. This place gives off a really strange vibe, doesn't it? Looks like the tiger isn't in his lair, and that is, as they say, a very good thing. Welcome. Talk about a creepy voice. It makes your soul want to shrivel up and die. You're here to discuss a loan? No, not exactly. The manager is away at the moment. Wait quietly, please. Why you be creepy? She's gone, just like that. I guess we'll just have to come back another time. But this is the perfect opportunity, Nick. This place reeks of suspicion. Come on, Nick. Let's take a look around. Do you think it'd be okay? Of course. No one will ever know. Coffee? Ah! I'll leave it here for you to enjoy. Quietly. Yes, thank you. Do not touch the desk, please. Nick, let's get out of here. Now she wants to get out of here. No, we're gonna examine. There's a CD player on the desk, but the desk is so loud, it's a wonder you can hear it. The desk? The lid's open. I wonder what kind of music the tiger's into. Have you finished the coffee? Yes, thanks. It was lovely. So, you drank it all? I would not drink anything.
If you touch anything else that doesn't belong to you, there's always another cup. That coffee, it was laced with something. I'm almost sure of it. Nick, my stomach, it's killing me. Oh, wait, maybe it's just the burger I ate for breakfast. I sure hope so. We better take a look at that CD while we're still alive and have the chance. What the? What? It's not the Rocco soundtrack, is it? Claw of the Tiger? It's a demo CD. Is it the MC Bomber? The artist's name has been handwritten on the disc in pen. MC Bomber. What? This must be the CD Maggie told us about. Let's listen to it. I bet it's heavy metal. Oh wait, that one will make us drink more coffee if we do. Okay, I'm not gonna touch the desk. Oh no, someone's dropped the ashtray on the floor. That's gonna be a nightmare to clean up. Just vacuum. Yeah, it's all over the rug and everything. I accidentally knocked over a really big space heater once. Cleaning up was such a pain. It was one of those super antiques where you have to burn a ton of charcoal. How did she manage to knock one of those over? Aren't they supposed to be super heavy? Oh, hey. There's a book of matches here. Tres bien. Matches? Places don't give those out much nowadays. Wait a second. What is it? Look what's printed on its cover. It says Tres bien. These matches could come in handy. We might be able to use them. Yeah. The pilot light for the office boiler keeps going out. Swing and a miss, Maya. Swing and a miss. She's doing her best. Hey, look at this Parisian-style coat. It's so chic. Looks more like a pimp coat to me. Guess I haven't got an eye for fashion. Hey, look at this. This suit is the same color as the one you wear, Nick. The same color as my suit. Keep your voice down, Maya. Nick, you've got to take a look at this. Some cake? Ah! I'll just leave it here for you. Oh, yeah, sure. Thanks. Just wait here quietly, otherwise... Sure. Did you hear that, Nick? Wait quietly, she said. Yeah, sure. You're the one shouting. I have my eye on you, only so I can take care of you. Understand? Why is in quotes? Why are you in quotes? I'm scared, Nick. So? What were you getting so excited about before? Look on the lapel of the suit. That's an attorney's badge. Made out of cardboard. Is the tiger a lawyer? No way, look at this thing. It's made of paper. That's funny. For some reason, your badge suddenly looks really cheap to me, Nick. Why doesn't anyone recognize an obviously fake badge when they see one? Oh no. I think the tiger's back. You good? Come out from under the desk, Maya. What are you used to snooping around in my office for? Nothing. We were just... My precious carpet, you've got ash on my rug. You're gonna wish your ugly feet never came through my door. It wasn't us. It was already like... You just want to argue with me? Is that what you're doing? You think you can take me on? I'm gonna flatten you two into pancakes and turn you into my new rugs. Oh? Don Tigri, you're back? That voice. It's like evil seeping into your head through your ears. I'm sorry, Don Tigri. I knocked over that ashtray earlier, and... She got a death wish or what? Oh, is he gonna be nice to her? Oh, right. Forget about it, Violetta. It's nothing. I ain't gonna get mad at you. You're too cute, you hear? That's so unfair. Here, have some cookies. I just baked them. And you'll need some strong espresso while you're discussing your loan. Phoenix Wright! Yes? He was either crazy or just plain stupid to chase after me. I worked so hard, but now he's gotta come and mess up my plan. So it was him. He's my phony. But I don't care. No one gets in my way. What? I mean, excuse me? You should have left a little girl at home, right? I have a few things I want to ask. No questions. This is the last time we meet. Oh, wait. Please. Oh, God. That was pretty weak, Nick. You waited until he was out of earshot before you shouted after him. Like you're one to talk? I didn't hear you scream, hold it, either. The espresso. Ah! And cookies. This woman is definitely not good for my heart. Now, what was it the tiger called her? Violetta? Before we get back into that, let me just finish exploring. The round doll thing is called a Daruma. Daruma? Daruma. I figured I'd read a book or two and be more cultured in case you're wondering. You mean you aren't making stuff up for a change? Eh. But you also didn't know that no matter what, he'll always write himself. Go on, Nick. Give him a good shout. Only if I feel like dying. Now, this yellow thing, this is a Japanese chess piece. I think it's a king. Yeah. I think it's for... Oh god, what's it called? Is it show? No. Not that I'm an expert or anything. More of a reversey person, you know? Assuming she knows what she's talking about. These aren't exactly your typical mobster wannabe items. They're not trophies, are they? Hey, there's a piece of paper sticking out from under here. What is it? A repair bill. Looks like he did some repair work on his car. Does he even have one? $15,000 to replace a bumper and a light. I don't think it's for the car. I think it's for the scooter. The car is registered to the Cadaverinis? So it's not even the tiger's car? How would someone else's repair bill be in the tiger's office? Paid by Tiger to the Cadaverini family. It's weird. Win through compromise. I wonder what that's supposed to mean. Must mean something if they took the trouble to frame it like that. Yeah, well, it still doesn't make any sense to me. That's Tender Lender's guiding principle. Oh. Compromise the customer to win. Oh, I see. How about you, Nick? Yeah, well, as long as we don't have to compromise my hair, I'd say we're okay. That's one slogan no business owner should ever explain to their customers. Okay, we got that. Got that. What's this? It's a punching bag. What? No way. You wouldn't catch me walking around with a bag like that. What do you mean, walking around? The design's gross to start with, and it's way too heavy to be practical. Why is it called a punching bag? Don't people know messenger bags are in? I knew it. I was right before, back at the Trespian. Paris fashion is more my thing. I really hope she's pulling my chain on this one. No, I think she's very serious. That's one impressive desk on one impressive rug. It's solid gold, Nick. Gold. Just look at that shine. Only real gold shines like that. Would you really want such a shiny desk, though? I don't know, but let's see what it's like to sit at a solid gold desk. Wow, I'm completely dazzled. That's because it's completely dazzling. I can see up my nose in the reflection. That's gotta be really distracting. So the desk isn't practical. No surprise there. I think that's everything, so let's talk to her. So I'm kind of curious about your company, Tender Lender. With the warm and friendly atmosphere you'd expect from a family-sized business. Oh, well, hello. Look at that calmness. Hello, thank you for the raid. Let's scream at us. I'm taking my raid back. What? Why? It was very calm, okay? I was trying to not get scared this time. I wanted jump scares. Here. I can do a quick reset. Watch this. There, is that better? Is that better? But how was Poe? I saw the video you posted where it's like some people are getting like hacked and scammed on Poe, so to like be careful. So I was like, send to all my Poe friends. Thank you for the raid. We're just playing some Phoenix Wright, Ace Detective, so essentially it's just big fancy visual novel, and it's just me doing a lot of reading. We're in the middle of trying to figure out who poisoned a programmer who had a winning $500,000 lottery ticket. And everyone's like, it's the waitress. And the waitress is like, I was passed out. And everybody's like, well, it was just you. And then she's like, but there was another man. And it's a whole thing. But happy to have you. Go rest, go relax, go get food, snacks, whatever you normally do. Thank you for the raid. It's just gonna be very chill, chitty chat chats here. With like, maybe some funny jokes here and there. Why do I get the feeling this sentence is not going to end well? Also, she loves fire and eating raw meat. No! Oh, that's awful. Well, I'm glad that, like, you're able to catch it before it spreads. We will tenderly lend you that little bit extra here at Tender Lender. Hey, Nick, things are a bit tight for Wright & Co. at the moment, aren't they? I mean, there's that $500 you owe me from our card game for starters. Why don't you take out a loan? Would I like to take out a loan from a place like this? Not so much. Oh, no! How dare they? Oh, why can't we just enjoy games and play together? It's another reason why I avoid multiplayer games, because I'm like, I know it could be great, but there's meanie pants out there. Tender Lender is on your side. Why you got an evil laugh hee hee at the end of that? So let's say I'm late with my repayment. What happens then? We'd give you more coffee. Strong coffee. Right? I think I'd rather skip town. Hey, just remember I can make strong coffee too, Nick. Strong tea as well. The guy got murdered through drinking coffee, so they're insinuating that they poisoned their coffee. So do you know about the incident we're investigating? What incident? Well, a man was poisoned in a restaurant just near here. That incident. Let me see. I was here that day with the manager. The manager being the tiger. Furio Tigre. Furio? Tigre? So that's where a tiger thing comes from. This info's got a real name, Nick. Hurry up and find out more about him. Okay, well then I guess we're gonna present his profile. Can I ask you about the tiger? I mean, Mr. Tigre? Cookie? Sure. How do you like my cookies? I baked them myself. Go ahead, Nick. The honor's all yours. No, ladies first, Maya. No matter how I look at this, I just don't get it. What are the tiger and this scary girl doing working together? Oh? That's not exactly coming across in your tone of voice. And I owe Don Tigre my life. He's the one who saved me. Is that why you got bandaged? The tiger saved you? Please address him properly as Don Tigre. Otherwise, I'll have to. Okay. Don Tigre, of course, I'm sorry. He saved her life. I'd sure like to know how that happened. Do I talk to her? There we go, talk to her. I'm very frail, you see. Just recently, I died once. What? Okay. You died? About 4 months ago. The doctors said to abandon all hope. I guess they were expecting her to take a boat ride across the River Styx. But Don Tigre, he saved me. He gave up everything. Everything? When I found out what he had done for me, I was happy. No offense, but I'm finding that a little hard to believe. I decided I'd pay him back with my life by serving him coffee and espresso. I still wonder about what's in her coffee. So is that why you've got that bandage around your head? This? Yes. So what's the story with the bandage? They put it on after the operation. Operation? It's just a little injury. A little fatal injury. A fatal injury? Maya just suffered one herself by the sound of it. So that's the injury you were talking about before when you said you had died once? Secrets? Why you got secrets, girl? Why you got secrets? A lot of secrets. She really creeps me out, Nick. She's fine, she's just frail and she died. But we've got to find out the truth. Alright, let's... Nope.
Take that!
Give me your secrets. Alright, let's see if we can solve this. If not, we can definitely go back to blue screens, because now we have the tiger's profile. You said the bandage around your head was from an operation. You also said you suffered a fatal injury to the head, correct? Yes, the operation was very difficult, apparently. Now, by fatal injury, you mean you were hurt very badly somehow? Maybe she got into a car accident? Did the injury in question have something to do with this, right? I'm thinking.
Take that!
This? I have here a car repair bill. From this, it seems pretty obvious that this car was involved in an accident. Let me see that. This bill is made out to the Cadaverinis. Yes, it is? I don't think I ever introduced myself. Tell me, what do the Cadaverinis have to do with me? Something tells me she's not about to say, hi, introduce herself. All right, then. The relationship with the Cadaverinis is very strong, and this is why. Ooh, I don't think we have the info. Yeah, I don't think we have the info. Alright, let's go back to the lady. Yeah, she got nothing else for me. Alright. Back in a bit. Oh, what's happening now? There he is! Old C's back feeding the pit. Oh, God. There! Take this! And this! Get out of my park! Like I thought, he's really mad. Come on, Maya. Just keep your head down and let's sneak away while we still can. What? Why? Hello, old man! What are you doing, Maya? Huh? Gah. Hey, he just turned his back on us. I'm not surprised. I bet I really hurt his pride in court this morning. Hey, Mr. Kudo. Pigeon? Look, we really need to talk to you, all right? Out with the demons! I'm in with good fortune. Ow! Ow! Seeds! Shell splinters! Painful. I always knew you were a demon, Maya. God, he's... I'm sorry about what happened in court earlier today. Yeah, everyone will be talking about me behind my back now. A dirty old man who was so busy looking at the servant girl's backside that he can't remember her face. A filthy, depraved animal. Not at all. Are you listening to me, boy? I don't care what you say. I saw that waitress put it in. She put some white powder into the young lad's javasino. We hear you. And another thing, the young layabout was wearing an earpiece on the same side as the lens of his broken spectacles. Broken spectacles? We're really sorry. So I made a little mistake about the face. So what? I know what I saw. I tell you. Okay? Okay, take it easy, please, Mr. Kudo. Don't tell me to take it easy, you spiky-eared brat. Take this! God. You said you were a craftsman, right? The modern world casts honest craftsmen like me aside in droves. Surely it's not that. I come from a long line of craftsmen, right back to the time of the shoguns. Do you hear me? I didn't become an embroiderer, I was born one. Actually, I'm kind of in the same situation myself. I wanted to stick my fingers up that dribbling old judge's nose and scream right down his ear hole, objection! Oh, so did you want to become a lawyer when you were young? I don't think that's quite it, Maya. I think he's just in a bad mood, that's all. I've got a tsunami of frustration inside and it's ready to burst out. We let him start rambling now, we might never shut him up. What should I do? Guess I better let him talk? So there's not much call for craftsmen these days, then. Of course not, you idiot. All I'm good for nowadays is running errands. Errands? Everyone takes advantage of the elderly. Buy some bread, Gramps. Take the dog for a walk, Granddad. Feed the pigeons, old man. What am I, some sort of 2-bit community handyman? Well... Buy some bread. Now that I can understand. But what's the point of feeding some seedy pigeons? Why don't people say what they mean? Get lost, that's what they're trying to say. Oh yes, I'm just an inconvenience, you see. At home, at the restaurant, I just get in the way, don't I? I'm sure you don't. Oh, wait a minute. What did he just say? At home and at the restaurant? Hold up. By restaurant, are you talking about 3 p.m.? Did you get asked to run an errand there too? Yes, I did. The very day that young Brat was poisoned. What? So on the day of the incident, what were you asked to do? Glad you asked, boy, because I'll tell you what I was asked to do. All of a sudden, that young lad slumped over the table. The serving girl collapsed. And I broke that face. It all happened so fast I was in a bit of a daze, you see. Then the owner shouted over to me. Excusez-moi, you call the police? Call them yourself. I should have said back, but I didn't think of it at the time. So, did you end up calling the police? Like I said, I was in a bit of a daze. Did you call them on your cell phone? Do I look like I had one of those newfangled thingamajigs? I went out looking for a payphone, of course. You went looking for one? I couldn't find one right away, you know. Wandered around for 5 minutes or so. 5 minutes? So for 5 minutes after the incident happened. Yes, sir, the owner was at Trespian on his own.
No! Chef Armstrong, please don't be the killer!
Why didn't you mention this in court this morning? Well, I would have if you'd given me the chance. You all bullied me out of the courtroom. God damn it. Well, thank you, Mr. Kudo. You certainly earned your cutest fit today.
Please don't let it be Mr. Armstrong.
Let it be Tiger. Let it be him. Bailiff, escort the witness out of here. You could have at least told us before we got to court. Is it really that important that Mr. Kudo was the one who called the police? What's important is the unaccounted time before the police arrived. The victim was dead, and Maggie was unconscious, which leaves that man alone in the restaurant. Mr. Kudo might have been chased out of the place on purpose. What do you mean? Maybe a certain someone didn't want him in the restaurant. Oh, sure, you go ahead and say I was in the way as usual. I suppose I should have been getting myself covered in pigeon poop instead. We need to get more details about what exactly happened from Maggie and from Mr. Armstrong. Damn it, Armstrong. Don't do this to me. You're my favorite character so far. Please, Armstrong, please. Looks like Mr. Armstrong's out again, but the place is open for business. You can't have an open restaurant without a chef. Hey, it's not my fault, Nick. Don't take it out on me. Only a couple of minutes after the incident happened, Mr. Kudo left the scene, leaving Mr. Armstrong here alone. Missing when we need to talk to him the most. Maybe he's trying to avoid us on purpose? Alright, well, let's go talk to Maggie. Ooh, because maybe the info from Maggie we can use for blue screens. Oh, Mr. Wright. Hello, Maggie. So they finished questioning you? Wasn't it just unbelievable in court today, sir? I'm gonna stay up all night and blog about everything that happened. You have access to a blog in prison? Weren't you scared? It was pretty touch and go in there. Yeah, but you totally nailed that old man. Well, he was all over the place with his testimony. He's not the only one. Huh? What do you mean? Everyone else's testimonies don't match up either. Not with what I remember of the incident, anyway. Is it possible she's the one misremembering things? Alright, let's talk to you. Maggie, you know how you said that everyone else provided testimony that doesn't match up with what you remember? Yep. There are just so many things that don't seem to add up. The biggest contradiction is the other guy I saw at the victim's table. He was the one who slipped something in the victim's coffee. I'm sure it was him. But didn't Mr. Kudo testify earlier today that it was the waitress who put some white powder in the coffee? Why would they kill him? So you really think it was the disappearing man that did it? Well, he's not the only thing that disappeared. The CD vanished as well. Actually, you know, the CD with the writing on it? Oh yeah, the MC Screwdriver album, right? It was MC Bomber Maya. That name was scrawled on the sports paper as well. They never did find that CD at the crime scene, sir. Or the victim's medication, that's gone missing too. Ouch, my head. This is getting way too complicated for me. Any chance Violetta is using that medicine as well? And the tiger guy just stole it? You said that you passed out when the victim, Glenn, collapsed, right? Yes. It's so embarrassing. I mean, I used to be a cop. When I came to, the restaurant was buzzing with police, and before I knew what was going on, they arrested me, sir. So between the time the victim collapsed and the time the police arrived on the scene, you have no idea what went on at Trespian. No idea at all. Why? Is it important, Mr. Wright? The other witness, the old man from the park, was pretty much chased out of the picture. Chased out of the picture? What do you mean? Old Seedy wasn't inside the restaurant because he was told to go call the police. Exactly. And you, Maggie, were unconscious. That means Mr. Armstrong was alone in the restaurant for a brief period of time. No. You don't think Mr. Armstrong set me up, do you? I really hope not. When you consider the facts, it's hard to imagine that Mr. Armstrong isn't involved in this at all. It's like the master biting the paw of the dog that it feeds. Are you sure about this, Mr. Wright? Well, the old man said as much when he spoke with him today. I don't know, the things that man says don't add up for some reason, sir. Maggie looks like she's trying to figure something out. Maybe we should ask Maggie exactly what she knows about old Seedy? Okay, so asking her about old Seedy. That's gonna be this. I feel much better after this trial this morning. I've been a bit of a courtroom proceedings addict for years now. It feels like forever since I saw a witness as slippery as that old man. He's not really that bad of an old man, though. Still, I feel a bit uneasy. Oh, I thought you said you feel much better. Maggie, if there's something on your mind, you've got to tell us. Especially if it has anything to do with Mr. Kudo or his testimony. Roger, I'll spill it all and see what you make of it. Hold on. Right, we have... Oh, I went the wrong way. Right, this? I feel much better after the trial this morning. Been a bit of a courtroom. Feels forever. This is the same stuff. Feel a bit uneasy. Yeah, I think this is the same stuff. Okay, so now we talk. Is there anything about Mr. Kudo's testimony that stood out as odd to you? Actually, yes. The fact that he was even testifying to begin with doesn't quite what? Well, when I took the coffee over to the victim's table, it's true there was another customer in the restaurant. Yeah, we know that already. It was Victor Kudo. But I can't really say it was an old man. Okay, then how about calling him a really old middle-aged man? No, age isn't the issue. The other customer was a woman. A woman? Are you sure, Maggie? Well, I'm not 100% sure, but I think so. So what did this woman look like? She was sort of Also, she had kind of a cackling laugh. Creepy. Cackling. Why do I get the feeling I've come across a woman like that recently? Oh, and before I forget, here's the lunch. Oh yeah, I've got something you're going to love. Really? What is it? A lunchbox, just for you. Here. Wow, a lunchbox. Weenies too. I can't believe it. Thank you, sir. Did you make this just for me, Mr. Wright? Nah, it was Detective Gumshoe. Who else would make such a nice lunchbox for you? Detective Gumshoe. He's really worried about you. Looks like he put a lot of effort into making this too. Oh no. I can't accept it. Detention center rules. No gifts allowed, sir. Hey, come on, Maggie. Don't be like that. The rules are the rules. I'll lock you up if you break them. You're already locked up. Somehow when an ex-cop turned waitress says that, it seems a whole lot scarier. And anyway, I hate weenies. Oh, really? It's all yours, Maya. You can enjoy it with Mr. Wright. But she's right. It's better than letting it go to waste. But I guess so. Gumshoe's lunchbox, eaten with Maya. Oh, poor guy. Well, how was it? That hit the spot. I love weenies. Oh good, I'm glad I gave it to you then, sir. Oh my goodness. Alright, can I present her? I know I used to be on the police force, sir, but I'm incarcerated now, so I can't use my connections to help you. Okay, so this is not what we need to do. Okay. Don't let you down, Maggie. Alright, so that's not it. There's nothing else to talk about with me, so let's check on Gumshoe. The main server just went up in smoke. Why the heck isn't the press conference set up yet? The superintendent's here already. Yeah, and there's a problem with the internet too. I already told you to stop using your computer, Chief. But I'm watching videos online. I'm catching up on my Asian soap operas. It's gonna have to wait, Chief. I'm throwing the switch. No! Just when some young guy was about to confess to his son's hot-to-trot girlfriend. Wow, this place is really buzzing. Something must be going down. Something really big. Why is the chief? Oh my god. Huh? What are you doing here, pal? Detective Gumshoe. You can't be here right now. You'll be roped into the briefing if you stay. Huh? We've got big problems here today. Why? What's going on? It's a virus. A virus. A virus? There's a virus ripping through the precinct's computer system. But I really need to ask you some questions. Alright, let's see what we can get from him. Okay, I'm only gonna say this once, so listen up. Yes! No matter how poor you get, never borrow money from a place like this, you hear? Okay. If you got money trouble, just go on a diet of instant noodles and hang in there. And we're not thinking about borrowing money, detective. We want information. Oh, is that all? Well, let's see. Tender lender is considered to be even fishier than the average illegal loan shark. And it seems it ran into trouble just recently. Those guys have been pretty heavy-handed, calling in all their debts. Really? Don't go poking your nose around in their business, pal. You'll really regret it if you upset that lady. Alright, I get the picture. Hey, wait a minute. What did he just say? That lady? Who's this lady he's talking about, Nick? You better find out what the story is with this lady. I'm betting it's Viola. So what exactly is a computer virus, Detective Gumshoe? I don't know. What? Look, I just go with the flow, alright, pal? And here I thought detectives were supposed to be somewhat knowledgeable. What's with that face, pal? You think you know what a virus is? Well, Nick, do you? Computer virus? Sure. I mean, only in simple terms, of course. Really? Wow, you know everything, Professor Nick. Yeah, I'm gonna call you Dr. Wright from now on. Hey, that sounds pretty cool. Don't you agree, Dr. Wright? Why do I get the feeling they're making fun of me? Okay, fine. I'm no expert, but I can at least explain the basics to the two of you. A virus is a program that gets inside a computer and causes damage. Damage? You mean it makes the machine go boom and explode? No, the damage is, well, it's all internal. So the inside goes boom, right? Imagine all the case data you've got stored in your PCs here in the station. Virus could wipe out all that. That's the kind of damage I'm talking about. Wow, that's scary. Yeah, and what's even more scary is that viruses are infectious. Infectious? Most computers are connected together on a network, right? Virus can move from one machine to another over the network. So the virus just keeps spreading faster and faster. Just like a real virus, huh? But Nick, why would anyone want to make a program like that? Yeah, it takes ages to type in all that data. Why would you want to destroy it, pal? Oh boy. No, people don't infect their own machines. They send the virus to someone else. What? That's horrible. Oh, I get it. It's like you sneezing on Mr. Godot so he catches a cold. Right. Then he wouldn't be able to turn up in court because he'd be too sick. You really shouldn't do stuff like that, Nick. What? It's wrong. Who? What? Where? When and why did this conversation jump to talking about me? Anyway, that's what a computer virus is. A bad program that causes damage. And all the different viruses have names, right? I kind of feel like I've heard the name of the virus we caught somewhere before. Is it Bomber? The name of the virus, huh? I feel like I've heard of it before, too. Can I present? Oh, wrong one. Can I present the lady? That's the girl who works over at Tender Lender. You want to stay away from her, okay? I mean it. She does look kind of unforgiving, doesn't she? That should be the least of your worries, pal. What's that supposed to mean? What could be worse? Her name's Viola She's the only granddaughter of Bruto Cadaverini. Bruto Cadaverini? Do you know who that is, Nick? Never heard of him. Bruto Cadaverini's the boss of the Cadaverini family. Cadaverinis? It's one scary sounding name. We can't touch them. They're way too powerful for the police. But you're thinking of taking them on, aren't you? No, I don't remember ever saying I was going to. Better get some more info out of Gumshoe about this family. Alright, let's talk to you about them. I'm not sure if I really want to get involved in this, but who are the Cadaverinis? Who are they? Scary bunch of people, that's who. You're a cop and you're scared? What's that about? Trust me, it doesn't matter if you're a kid or a cop. These guys are scary. They got some serious clout in the criminal underworld. We can't touch them. They've got too much moolah. Moolah? As in, they pretty much control all the cash on the city's black market. The black market, huh? And that includes tender lender, I take it. Sure. No one stands up to Bruto Cadaverini, and I mean no one. Interesting. So Viola's the granddaughter of some mafia boss then? Yeah, and everyone knows how much Bruto loves his little girl. She means everything to him. So, how did she end up at the tender lender? I don't know, pal. But I heard she and the boss of Tenderlander are pretty tight. Tight? That's what it said in a file I read related to Maggie's case. Sounds like a pretty important clue. Right, was it this? Detective Gumshoe, about this. What? I'm trying to concentrate on Maggie and the virus right now, so this is it. This stupid name. I remember now. I thought so. Here it comes. Don't just nod to yourself and keep me in the dark, Nick. What's going on? Okay, so it's not like a song CD. It's a virus. It's okay, Maya. You don't have to cry about it. The name scribbled on that sports paper and written on that CD. That's the name of the virus. MC Bomber. Yeah, the virus that's just infected every computer in the station, pal. It's MC Bomber. Can you give us any more details, please? Let's go talk to him again. We already knew about the MC Bomber virus from a while back. A group of criminals issued a series of demands to the head honchos of law enforcement. They threatened to release the virus if the demands weren't met. Who are they? I don't know, some hotshots from the criminal underworld would be my guess. And now the virus has been released, huh? Yeah, it's in every computer and every public office in the city. Everyone's going nuts. They're hopping around like they're dancing at a carnival. All this stuff with criminals and viruses, it almost feels like we're in a sci-fi movie. Apparently the programmer who made the virus was a real genius or something. The focus right now is on tracing the route of this virus in the black market. You mean someone put this virus up for sale? Yeah, and because this one's so powerful, they're estimating its price tag was in the millions of dollars. Millions? A virus can be worth that much? MC Bomber updated. I can't believe it. I almost forgot the most important thing. And that is, you know, the lunchbox. What? I don't know anything about a lunchbox. She didn't want it. Lunchbox? You remember? The weenies? Shut your mouth about the lunchbox. Oh yeah, those weenies. So how did my weenies taste when they went down the hatch? Well, it was delicious. Yeah, that's what she said? Really? Well, not exactly. Don't worry about it, pal. I figured something would happen, so I came prepared. Prepared? What do you mean? I made a jumbo lunchbox. Oh. Do me a favor again, huh, pal, and deliver this? It sure is a heavy burden, in more ways than one. I can just imagine Maggie's little eyes sparkling with joy when you bring her that. Weenies again, Nick. Tell me we don't have to eat all these too. Oh no. I really can't eat anymore. Is there a way I can, like, give him back the weenies, or is it just like, no, this is your problem now? Alright. Well, with all that information, we should be able to break the Psylocks at blue screen. Alright, let's get shit going. Alright, Glenn's troubles. Alright, we know all this. Alright. His troubles were with this. Alright, and then this.
Take that!
Alright. Okay. And then this is
stuff from here. So now we have his profile.
Take that!
Furio Tigre, the boss of a loan office called Tender Lender. Tender Lender? People with businesses should think harder before naming their offices. Like you're one to talk. Well, what do you think? Our firm is doing very well at the moment. I don't think we need to borrow money. No. I mean, about Mr. L. You think Glenn had something to do with this Furio Tigre? Yes. I'm sorry, I don't know of any connection between the two of them. Really, because I've got proof that Mr. L and the tiger know each other. Is it the CD? Or is it the newspaper? I feel like it's the CD, you know? But I think it also might be the calendar because it's like it says meet with the tiger.
Take that!
Furio Tigre, aka the Tiger, is the boss of a loan office called Tender Lender. This is who Mr. L met with on the day of his murder. And the only thing a loan shark would talk with him about would be his debt. Yeah. It's true that Glenn had racked quite a bit of debt from his gambling habit. About $100, I think. $100,000? But I heard he won the lottery, so he should have been in the clear. Shame Maggie couldn't get a bit of that good luck. Okay. So the guy got lucky and won the lottery. But what if he hadn't won? What was his plan then? Well, this isn't easy to say, but he said he would use his talents to repay the money. His talents? I suspect he was talking about programming. What computer program is worth $100K? Perhaps you good people should leave so I can get back to my work. I'm so close to cracking her. The program in question, was it by any chance this? MC Bomber. Bum, bum, bum.
Take that!
Well, this is it, isn't it? This is the virus that's infecting computers worldwide as we speak. MC Bomber. Nee. Gotcha. Alright, Glenn's head had more processing power than any computer. But it had been infected with a gambling virus. Glenn was in too deep. You mean he was in debt? Yes. $100K in debt, not an easy amount to repay. Dear God, no. So, he said he was taking on some extra work, something a bit risky. Risky? How? Maybe he was going to become a waitress at Tres Bien? Where do you come up with these ideas? I'm guessing the risky extra work was writing a code for people. So it's safe to say Mr. L was the creator of this virus. The MC Bomber virus? Yes. It was a work of genius, in a bad sort of way, of course, but still genius. Something like that would probably fetch several $1 million on the black market. Inconceivably, Gumshoe was right for a change. This date, December 3rd, that is marked on his calendar, that was his deadline for repaying his debts. Ah, okay. I guess he won't be needing these horse racing tickets anymore. Glenn Elk's losing horse racing tickets thrown back on the floor. Ugh. Use the trash can, Nick! Okay. Then I think with this information, we can now go back to Tender Lender. Because now we know the information about Violetta.
Take that!
Right? She's like, how does that have anything to do with me? And it's like, girl, you're the granddaughter of a famous person. Oh boy. Alright, let's get there. Alright. Does the injury in question have anything to do with... I think it's over here. Yeah, repair bill. Right, we know this. And this is why, he is your grandpa.
Take that!
I know exactly who you are, Viola Cadaverini. You sustained that injury in a traffic accident, didn't you? It happened about 4 months ago. I was driving in one of our family's cars when someone pulled out in front of me. It was a motorbike or something like that. I don't remember it much. You hit him? He caused the accident? Anyway, I swerved to try to avoid it, but... I took a blow to the head. A bad one. Yeah, I can imagine. So what happened to the person on the bike? I'm guessing they didn't get away with injuring the Viola Cadaverini, right? I don't know what happened to them. They ran away.
or so I heard. Ran away. If they'd stayed, I'd have... Is it possible? Could the person who committed the hit and run have been...
Take that!
It was this man, wasn't it? He was the cause of your accident? It wasn't Don Tigre. I refuse to believe it. Oh, she doesn't know. Oh, she doesn't know. We collided, the motorbike and my car, but Don Tigre isn't injured at all. Is he? It was the tiger who caused Viola to crash. I can feel it. Plus, one of her locks just broke, so she must suspect it was him too. I'm sorry, Miss Cadaverini, but I have proof that the tiger was involved in a traffic accident on his bike. Is it the busted bike? Where is your bike?
Take that!
It's not exactly a motorbike, but Mr. Tigre rides around on a scooter, doesn't he? A busted scooter. And you'll notice that the front wheel guard is badly damaged. Miss Cadaverini, you know the truth, don't you? This repair bill was paid by Furio Tigre. The Cadaverinis have known for ages who caused the accident, haven't they? It's possible, perhaps. Somewhere inside me I know that may be true. I knew it. But Don Tigre still saved my life. The operation was very complicated. It was very, very expensive. How much are we talking? Very, very, very expensive. She seems kind of hesitant about giving me an actual figure. I should back off. Well, anyway, it was the tiger who paid for it, right? After I recovered, Don Tigre told me. He said he paid for the operation because he cared about me. I believe him. Really? But do you honestly believe that to be true? Do you want to know what I think? I think the reason he paid for the operation was because of you, but someone else. Yeah, probably your grandpa.
Take that!
Also, wouldn't the family that runs the entire black market, wouldn't they pay for your operation? Why would he have to pay for it? Or was it more like, you pay for operation, you caused the accident? Perhaps I shouldn't be saying this, but your grandfather, Bruto Cadaverini, controls a lot of dubious cash, right? And you are his beloved pride and joy. Sure, I don't know exactly how much the operation cost, but if you weren't the granddaughter of Mr. Cadaverini, do you think Mr. Tigre would have paid the money? $1 million. Oh? Nice, we did it. Alright, let's talk about it. 4 months ago, I was in a traffic accident. That's why I needed the operation. When I woke up, they told me it was nothing serious. A simple procedure. Oh, really? Well, I guess if she recovered in 4 months, it couldn't have been too big. They said the operation cost $1 million. $1 million bucks. My grandfather ordered Don Tigre to pay $1 million in compensation. Compensation, huh? It's underworld lingo for paying money to settle a score. Basically, pay or get into some serious trouble. But $1 million bucks? This has to be related to our poisoning case somehow. Alright, compensation. I wanted to believe him. I wanted to trust what Don Tigre said. He said it had nothing to do with my grandfather being Bruto Cadaverini. I wanted to believe he helped me because he cared about me, not about my grandfather. Oh no! But I knew that wasn't really true. Oh, I didn't mean to make you cry. Wow, I'm so sorry. What he did to get the money was evil. He said it was all for me, so I helped him. Did you poison? You helped him? In what way? Here, take these. What are these? Medicinal papers. I'm Bruto Cadaverini's granddaughter. He had to pay compensation. He was made an offer. He simply couldn't refuse. Oh. Payment was due last year. I feel so bad for Viola. It's inexcusable. Huh? There are two things that I consider inexcusable. Poisoning and betrayal. Only a coward would hurt people using either of these tactics. Is everything alright, Nick? We should get going. Right after we finish our espresso. Yeah. I won't need to convince Viola of anything else, so I guess I can get rid of this. Repair bill thrown into trash. Maybe we need that for a court. Maybe I need that for court, but I guess that's not happening.
Alright, let's see if Armstrong is back. Is he back?
Oh, bonjour. I have been waiting for you to return.
Mr. Armstrong! Good timing. I was hoping to find you here. We'd like to ask you a few questions. Well, he hasn't got anything to say to you, fellas. Tiger. Zinfo! Who you calling Zinny Oopie? Maya. Come out from under the table already, Maya. Okay, hand it over. What? You just want to play games with me? I don't recommend that. The medical papers, now. Uh-oh. I think he wants Viola Cadavinia's papers back. You mean this? The $1 million medical papers? Miss Cadavrini trusted you. That's why she said that she helped you. Forget about it. That girl's dumber than an eggplant. You just want to know what's sad? I'll tell you what's sad, and it ain't only her face. She thinks she's got power because she's Bruto's little girl. Now that's sad. I can't let you have these papers. Tomorrow in court, I'm going to expose what you did to get the $1 million you used to pay this off. Are you crazy or something? I don't care if you want to give it to me or not. There's 2 of us here. You got that? 2. No. We. No, Armstrong. Mr. Armstrong. Forgive me. Désolé. I can't argue with him. No. Armstrong, no. That really hurt. Is that all you've got? I'll be taking those papers now. Armstrong, get that lighter. What? Ooh, wait. Don't take it too hard. Phoenix, right? Are you gonna burn me alive? That was so stupid. I shouldn't have let my guard down. Those medical papers were vital evidence. Hold it, pal. Gumshoe to the rescue. Detective Gumshoe. Detective? You think you're gonna stop me, copper? Beat it. Oh. Come on, Gumshoe. Keep it together. You guys, get out of here. Leave this guy to me. But go, pal, and take this. If you get hurt, who's gonna look after Maggie? All right, thanks, Gumshoe. Wait, Nick, don't leave me behind. I'll get even with that guy tomorrow, in court. Tender lender is going down. There we go. Wow. Armstrong, no. Okay, so maybe Armstrong didn't do the poisoning, but he might be involved. No. God damn it, Armstrong. You were supposed to be innocent in all of this. Good morning, Mr. Wright. Good morning, Maggie. So, what do you think is going to happen today, sir? I don't know. But also, I think the fact that Gumshoe fought somebody could be like, you're under arrest for assaulting a police officer and for trying to destroy evidence, but I don't think that's going to happen because this be funky court of law. Yesterday's session didn't go so well and ended on a giant mystery. That's true. And we still haven't solved a single part of it yet. Are you okay, Nick? Huh? Oh, yeah, of course. I saw that little flash of doubt in your eyes. Will you shush your face? No, that wasn't doubt, that was determination. Why don't I believe you? It's nearly time, Maggie. You better get going to the defendant's seat. Roger, don't let me down, Mr. Wright. I'm counting on you. No pressure. Hey, pal. Hey, you're fine. Hey, Detective Gumshoe. Quit stressing Maggie out. She doesn't need that. How did you know she was stressed? I was watching through the doorway. Oh. You look like you lost the case already. Show a bit of confidence, will you, pal? Here, maybe this will help. Huh? Have you taken up aromatherapy too? Not in a million years, pal. Don't tell me that you don't remember this thing. Come to think of it, that doesn't look like one of those aromatherapy bottles. It's the bottle we found. This is the small bottle that turned up in Trespian kitchen a couple of days ago. Ah, look at all those little bottles. Yeah, Maya found it. And was like, this might be a clue. So, what is it? Is it poison? I'm afraid not, pal. It's medication.
Is this the ear? Medication? Yeah, for ears. Topical use only, apparently. For ears, you mean? Yeah, it's the medication Glenn was using for his ruptured eardrum. What was Glenn's ear medicine doing in the kitchen? Small bottle refiled in the courtroom. Is this the thing that Armstrong stole? Because he tends to take little small trinkets. What about the unidentified fingerprints? Anything on that? Someone screwed up, so they only had time to analyze the contents of the bottle. Another hour and they might have gotten something on the prints, but that's gonna weaken its impact as a piece of evidence. Okay, pal, this is it. Make sure your defense is impregnable today. Got it? Today's trial. I'm gonna expose that guy for what he's done. Or my name isn't Phoenix Wright. Burm, burm. He's gonna do his best. He's gonna try. Looking at the time, we might be lucky and finish this episode today. Court is now in session for the trial of Maggie Bird. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Ready and waiting as always, Your Honor. Very good. Then we'll get underway at once. Yesterday we heard the testimony of Mr. Victor Kudo. He claims to have witnessed the defendant putting a powder into the victim's coffee. However, the witness testimony was plagued with a number of problems. That mark on the rim of the cup shows the victim drank from it with his right hand. But according to the old man's testimony, he picked it up with his left hand. Thank you, Mr. Kudo. Furthermore, according to the witness account, the victim was listening to the radio with an earpiece in his left ear, yet the victim's left eardrum was ruptured, which made him effectively deaf in that ear. It's amazing how many contradictions a single case can have, huh, Nick? I love his theme. Allow me to enlighten you, Your Honor. The world, you see, keeps churning, and we must churn with it. You've lost me already, Mr. Godot. Don't let the mysteries of yesterday mystify you today. Only losers think like that. You've got to change with the times. That's one of my rules. Are you implying that you've resolved these contradictions? You know the answers to these riddles? The old guy wasn't just throwing seed in here, he was throwing us off the scent. And today I'll prove it. Okay. Very well, let the first witness take the stand. Yes! Sorry, I love him. And you are? Focus, focus, focus. Oh, bonjour everyone. I am Jean Armstrong, the owner and chef of La Trespienne restaurant. Enchanté. I love him so much. Forgive me for asking, witness, but are you a woman? Ooh la la, monsieur! As you can see, I am le bête and perky gentleman, no? On the day of the incident, you were in Trespienne's kitchen. Isn't that right? With you, monsieur? Everything feels right? Ooh, you. They're so silly. Ah. Wow, he's totally unfazed. Doesn't anything intimidate this guy? No, because he flirted with you, Phoenix. He flirted with the judge. It's... Nothing bothers Mr. Godot. Very well, your testimony, please, witness. Please tell the court what happened that day at Trespienne. Oui, volontiers. At Trespienne. When it all happened, there was just 2 customers in my restaurant. I remember I was experimenting with some new art decor that day. Like having a large mirror between the tables, for example. Oui, perhaps that is what the old man was looking at. The cup, the earpiece, and the glasses, he would have seen everything in reverse, no? Okay. I figured it was a mirror. A mirror? Oui, un grand mirror. Le most enormous mirror? And suddenly the mystery disappears. Yeah, so the old man wasn't lying. Like I said, the world keeps turning, so roll with it. That would explain the coffee cup and the earpiece conundrum. The mirror would have made everything appear back to front. What the heck? It's way too early in the morning for this to be happening to me. Now then, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Atrás bien. Alright, I think the last statement had something. The
cup, la earpiece, la glasses. See, you say glasses. Hold on. Where is he?
Objection!
The coffee cup, the earpiece, and the HMD. Let's think back over Mr. Kudo's testimony for a second, shall we? The boy was wearing the earpiece on the same side as the green lens of his specs. No question, you can lock me up if I'm wrong. It was his left ear without a doubt. Do we not think he'd be able to recognize the mirror? So to summarize, we were told both the HMD and the earpiece were on the victim's left side. Now, if Mr. Kudo saw that as a reflection in a mirror, it means both the HMD and the earpiece were actually on the victim's right side. Exactement, you see, monsieur. Now, as you think about it, it is not so odd, no? Unfortunately, that's where we run into a monumental contradiction with the facts. If Mr. Kudo really did see everything in a mirror, why is it the HMD is now on the wrong side of his head? Order, order. Mr. Wright is correct. If the witness generally observed the victim reflected in a mirror, then we would expect the victim's eyepiece to have been on his right eye.
Objection!
Oh yeah. That's a good point. How bitter. Try it, you should have a taste of this bitterness. It'll calm you down in no time. Are we talking about your coffee or something completely different? You don't understand the way the witness thinks. How he thinks? You remember this, I presume? The I broke a vase, sorry, apology? Mr. Kudo's sworn testimony? Exactly. The old man has one very grievous habit other than throwing seeds. The more of an impression something makes, the more muddled his mind makes it. And what's the most striking thing about Mr. L? Clearly, it's the victim's eyepiece. And that's my point. The old man strikes again. Mr. L's HMD made a big impression on the old man. I saw the earpiece and those newfangled spectacles he was wearing. Oh yes, they were both on his left ear. Do you hear? His left ear. Well, Trite. Ugh. That's the worst but best impression of Kudo ever. Wow, I really thought he was old seedy for a minute there. Kudo's good. Enough. I must agree that yesterday's witness was irresponsibly rash in much of his testimony. Bad luck, Nick. Looks like the boil of a contradiction you found is just a rash. A mirror can't be beaten by a handful of seeds, nor can it lie. So, what exactly was the old man looking at? But listen, Mr. Armstrong. Go on, tell the court. We're all ears. Oui, I can explain. Please, if you will look at the plans of the restaurant. Okay. Alors, is everyone sitting comfortably? Okay. La mirror, it was in the middle of the restaurant, dividing the two halves. There is only one seat from which you could have seen an image of la victim. That was the seat at the table next to the victims. That was where the old man was sitting. Okay. After the terrible incident occurred, I moved la mirror so it was not in the way. But naturally, I did not touch anything else. I see no problems with the explanation we've just heard. From the table next to the victims, Mr. Kudo could have seen the victim in the mirror. What a naughty little coquette I am, confusing all the men like this. Don't worry about it. We can keep up, except for the guy breaking out in a cold sweat over there again. I hate that guy. You said you didn't touch anything else apart from the mirror. Hello. Are you quite sure about that? I love him so much, but I really hope he's not the murderer. Volentres, of course. Very well, Mr. Wright. Your cross-examination, if you please. I think there's something up with the seating arrangement, because I'm like, wouldn't I don't know. I don't trust it.
Objection!
Sorry, I was talking to Rumi. This piece of evidence contradicts with the testimony we have heard, Your Honor. The crime photo? Right? Because he said if he was sitting there, he said he knocked over his vase. So this is not his spot. What on earth do you mean by that? Should not exist? Ha, sounds like you're describing yourself, Trite. You shut your mouth. Now then, if the defense would please clarify its statement. What is the something that should not exist in this photo? This face.
Take that!
I think it's pretty obvious that this is what should not be in the picture. The vase? Plausible connection does that have to do with this witness's testimony? Your Honor, I'm telling you that there should have been no vase on this table. Because it very clearly contradicts with this piece of evidence, the sorry note.
Take that!
There is one thing that was clearly demonstrated by yesterday's testimony. Mr. Kudo broke the vase that was on the table where he was sitting. And yet, as the court can see, there is an unbroken vase on the table next to the victim. Why? Because Mr. Kudo was not in fact sitting at the table next to the victim at all.
Objection!
Don't be an idiot, Trite. That's impossible. That seat's the only one Kudo could have seen the victim's reflection from. Exactly. There is only one conclusion we can draw from this contradiction. There was no mirror in Tres Bien that day. Your testimony, Mr. Armstrong, is an elaborate lie. Mon Dieu!
Objection!
Don't try to confuse the court, Trite. Obviously, the witness cleaned up the vase, while the police were taking their time getting to the crime scene. Why? Unfortunately, Mr. Godot, that doesn't quite work for me. Mr. Armstrong already testified to the contrary in his own words. I did not touch anything else except the mirror. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Well, witness, what do you have to say for yourself? I was right. There was no mirror in the restaurant that day. In light of this revelation, we return back to the original problem. Why did the victim have an earpiece in an ear in which he couldn't hear? You only get one shot in life. There's no turning back. If you want to claim that the mirror wasn't there, Trite, then this problem is all yours. How do you explain what the old man saw? If I can answer this, then I'll be that much closer to the truth. I can feel it. Are you going to be okay? Can you really solve this contradiction, Nick? There's more than just this one contradiction, Maya. What do you mean? Remember what Maggie told us? Oh, Jesus! God, there was another man at the victim's... There was another man at the victim's table. Thank you for breakfast! And there was a sample CD on the victim's table. It all flies in the face of Mr. Kudo's testimony. And I think I know the reason why nothing in this case is adding up. Well, Mr. Wright, let's hear your answer. Yes, Your Honor. The reason behind all the contradictions in Mr. Kudo's testimony is simple. He made a mistake. The ear doctor made a mistake. The victim was a phony. Let's try that. This case is riddled with contradictions, yet there's one very simple answer that clears them all up. And what is that? The incident Mr. Kudo witnessed and the incident the victim experienced were two completely different events. What? What? Yes, the victim that Mr. Kudo saw wasn't Mr. Glenn at all. It was an imposter, a phony pretending to be Mr. L. Obviously, unlike the victim, there was nothing wrong with the imposter's left eardrum. That's how he ended up wearing the earpiece in his left ear by mistake. Where are you going? Where are you going with this? With you! I like that he took the time. Took the time. Order in the court, settle down, or I'll clear the courtroom. Quiet, Gramps, why don't you clear out of here? What did you say? Trite, are you saying that what Mr. Kudo saw was a setup? Yes. Someone pretended to be Glenn and acted out the whole coffee poisoning. Thank you.
Objection!
The serving girl brought him a Javasino, but she put something in it. be munching.
Objection!
Objection!
Oh, it's a good sandwich. What have you just done is commit perjury, Mr. Armstrong. I will decide how to punish you later. Oh, wee. For now, we'll hear your cross-examination. Mr. Wright, if you please. Took that perjury bit a bit too well, but I'm guessing he'll be in more serious trouble after this cross-examination. You mean Victor Kudo, correct?
Oui, it comes often for my special coffee.
I drank your coffee once, Mr. Armstrong. It's special. I'll give you that. It's worth a sip just for the experience.
Oh, you make me so happy, monsieur. You are most welcome anytime.
I said it was worth one sip, and nothing more. So some old Mr. Kudo arrived at the restaurant around the same time as the victim. Maybe I should ask about his arrival in more detail? Out of curiosity, about what time was it when Mr. Kudo arrived?
Oh, no, I cannot remember, monsieur.
I believe we were told by a witness yesterday. The crime was reported at 2:25 p.m. by a kind of scary old man. I don't remember that. Does that perhaps jog your memory, witness?
The incidents happened about 20 minutes after you arrived. So the victim must have arrived between 2 p.m. and 2:10 p.m. No.
No. No. No. Where is it? Because this stuff happens at 1:30. So he would have had to arrive at your restaurant before 1:30 to hear the winning numbers. You shut your mouth. Just after 2, huh?
Thank you for your help in jogging my memory, monsieur. You are wonderful.
I can't sit here all the time and do nothing now, can I? The time of day will be added to the witness's testimony.
Oui, monsieur judge. Everything I do it for you.
Merci bien. That's French, isn't it? I'm glad at least one person's in a good mood. He's even humming a song to himself. I remember the old man arrived not long after him, just after 2. Again. Are you absolutely sure about the time?
When I think really odd, I am sure it was just after 2. Oui.
It is the time I stopped serving the lunch menu. Quite right, I always break for lunch when the restaurants are serving their specials. I've been known to wind up a case early just to make it on time. I guess you should never get between the hungry judge and his lunch. Would you look at that? It's almost lunchtime. Witness, get on with your testimony, please. Okay, hold on. This, I'm gonna present this.
Objection!
Cause I'm afraid I have finally caught you, Mr. Armstrong. What? What do you mean? At the time in question, the victim was listening to the radio with his earpiece. The show he was listening to was Millionaire Radio. Each week, they announced the winning numbers of the $500,000 lottery ticket. Oui, that must be la show mon elle was listening to? I can't see any problem with his testimony, Mr. Wright. I wonder. You say the victim arrived at your restaurant after 2 p.m., correct? Oui, oui. I am sure of it. I remember it perfectly now. I know it was that time because I had just finished serving the menu. Get to the point, Wright, if you have one. That show was broadcast live at 1:30 p.m., and it claims to be the most thrilling 10 minutes of your life. It's on the air at 1:30? Now, supposedly, the victim made some noise when it was announced that he had won. And yet, I don't believe his cry of joy could have occurred after 2 p.m. Because the show had already finished more than 30 minutes earlier by that point in time. No! This victim we've been told about has done nothing but the impossible. Listening to the radio with a ruptured eardrum. Catching a show that was already over. There is only one conclusion you can draw from these facts. This victim was an imposter, acting out the poisoning 30 minutes after the real murder. That's wild. Yes, there were 2 Glenn L's and Trespian that day. The real Glenn, now dead, having been poisoned by the real killer, and the phony Glenn acting out the events for Mr. Kudo to witness. It certainly seems that way. I mean, if that wasn't the case, how could you explain this time discrepancy? Quite a performance, Trey. You were almost on a roll. Almost? What does he mean, almost? What is it? But sadly, you lack the rock-hard foundation of rhythm to build your song. What? Music Theory 101? Let's recap. According to your imaginative theory, it's now just after 2 p.m. The phony L is performing a play for the benefit of Mr. Kudo. How do you explain, then, where the real Glenn is? I don't believe I have to spell this out for the court. However, at that time, the real Glenn was already dead. That's certainly the obvious conclusion. Thank you, Trey. That's exactly what I was hoping you would say. But now, I presume you can prove this theory of yours. Can you explain where the missing corpse went to? The missing corpse? According to the old man's testimony, there was only one other customer there. If that customer was the phony Glenn, then where did the killer hide the body of the real victim? Somewhere in the SBN. Prosecution has a valid point, Mr. Wright. If your theory is to stand up to examination by the court, you must provide us with proof by answering the prosecution's questions. Where did the killer hide the body? Yes, Your Honor. No conjecture, Trey. Let's hear some facts for once. Show the court a piece of evidence that proves where the body was hidden. Evidence. What's with the intense pressure in here all of a sudden? I don't know. I thought I had him with that contradiction. But he's turned it all around and backed me into a corner instead. Well, Mr. Wright, the court will now hear the defense's theory and evidence. First, where was the body of the real Mr. L concealed? Inside. It would have been too dangerous to take the body outside, obviously. The body must have been hidden somewhere inside the SBN. Interesting. Well, where could a body have been hidden inside a restaurant? Perhaps you would care to show the court on these plans, Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. The exact location where the body was concealed inside the SBN is... I'm gonna say the kitchen. Makes no sense.
Take that!
The body was hidden here. I see. Nice. Supposition? But the real question is, can you back it up? Where's the evidence that proves the body was hidden in that location? The medicine. Right? The medicine?
Take that!
Mr. Armstrong, do you recognize this bottle? No. I've never seen that ugly bottle before in my life. I only use the very best bottles, monsieur. The highest quality only for me. Where was that bottle found, Mr. Wright? Interestingly enough, Your Honor, it was found in the kitchen at Trespian. But I only ever use the bottles for my aromatherapy oils. But this bottle doesn't contain aromatherapy oil, Mr. Armstrong. No, it contains a medication. What kind of medication? Ear medicine. I'm sure everyone remembers, don't they? That Mr. L visited an otolaryngological clinic and was given a medication that day. Ear clinic. You can't be serious. Yeah, buddy. I'm super serial. The defense had the contents of the bottle analyzed, and I have the lab results here. The contents of the bottle match the prescription that were given to Mr. L. Glenn L's murderer hid the body in the restaurant kitchen, at which time this bottle fell out of the victim's pocket. Mr. Armstrong, when the incident occurred, didn't you say you were in the kitchen? Yes, you know what I'm about to say. It was you who hid the victim's body. No! You did a fine job pretending to defend my client, Maggie Bird. However, you were setting her up to take the fall behind the poor girl's back. No! Damn it! You're supposed to be my guy! Supposed to be my guy, Armstrong! This is extraordinary development. Witness! Did you murder Mr. Glenn? Never. I could not do such thing, an horrible thing.
I could do no such.
No!
Oh. What's happening?
Mr. Godot, he is chugging that coffee. The bitterness. Every time I get lied to, I always down a mug of coffee. This happened a lot. That's one of my rules. Do you have the slightest idea how many cups you've had by now? Then I like to do the same to the person who lied to me. I like to take them down with my empty cup. Listen up, chef. How about a brand new flavor in your my age-deficient friend? Je vous demande pardon, please, you must hear me out. It is a trap, listen to me. Por favor. Por favor? Yo hablo español, Mr. Armstrong, and por favor is Spanish. I'm only going to ask you once. Did you do it? No. No. Absolutely no. Let's hear it. You've got one shot. Right, Gramps? Witness, the court will permit you the chance to make one final statement. If you lie under oath again, Mr. Godot's coffee mug awaits you. As does my gavel. Oui, it is clear. Why do they always say in the movies, I've got a bad feeling about this? Very well. Begin your final testimony, Mr. Armstrong. God damn it, Armstrong. He might have committed the murder. Did he get delivered? Nice. It is true. I hid the body in the kitchen. A man forced me to do it. I had no choice. I had to go along with him because there was a reason why I could not refuse. But I did not kill him. I swear it. You must believe me. I believe you, but I don't know if the evidence supports this.
What was the code?
Let me mute. Sorry, doing mail stuff. I cannot say or I will be erased. Let's try a different question, then. When Mr. L died, was he really the only person at his table? There was... another? There was another man? I knew it. Maggie was telling the truth. You may cross-examine the witness now, Mr. Wright. There's just one more thing I need to do. I gotta break this guy and get him to tell us the name of the real killer. It was the tiger guy. I thought we'd been over this. Confession. Alright. Hit the body. Man forced me. Alright. Was it this guy?
Objection!
Let's in the stance of ring around the rosy, Mr. Armstrong. This is the man that you've been referring to. Who is that? I feel like I've seen him somewhere before. Oh, I don't know. Maybe a month ago in this very courtroom? This man is Furio Tigre. Is he the manager of a loan office called Tender Lender? There's no point trying to hide the truth anymore, Mr. Armstrong. I know you couldn't go against Mr. Tigre, at least not while he had this on you. The contract loan, right?
Take that!
A $500,000 loan from a black market loan shark. And you had no way of paying it back, did you? That's why you were forced to do anything, this man told you. Oui, it is as you say. Mr. Armstrong, that tiger? He told me he was going to use my restaurant for a business rendezvous. On the day in question, he was meeting the victim to demand that he repay his loan. I don't know why it happened like that. I just did what he told me to do. I had no choice. I carried the body and the inconscient Maggie out of the dining area and into the kitchen. After that, I just tried to forget what I had seen. I think we can now safely say that the man who forced your hand was Mr. Furio Tigre. The tiger biting a dragon. Which, cool ass shirt. I'll give him that. Shirt is cool as hell, but I do have one further question for you, Mr. Armstrong. The poison and the lottery ticket that were found in the defendant's apron pocket. Was that your doing as well? No, I knew nothing about that. Making it look like it was Maggie who had done it, I was not. It is despicable. It is despicable. Mr. Godel, you will summon this Furio Tigre as a witness. Oh, God. I doubt that can be arranged today, so we will adjourn for now. Proceedings will continue tomorrow. Dang it, we're not done. Of course, we got to interview the guy who potentially committed it. 30 minutes. What? The trial will go on. I'll see you to it myself. I need half an hour to get that guy on the stand. Not a minute more. Help it. Don't sit back and relax yet, Trey. No one knows if that chef is really telling the truth or not. This trial could still go either way. Very well. Your request is granted, Mr. Godot. We will resume once Mr. Tigre is ready to take the stand. Until then, court is adjourned for a 30-minute recess. Okay. To be continued. Brum, brum. Oh, I hope my voice hasn't been funky all this time. Somebody would have said something. So let me guess. 4-2. Looking at the time. Okay. Should be able to wrap this up and then maybe start 4. So we're finally going to see the tiger on the stand. We've almost got this case won now, Nick. I wish I could agree. Huh? When I cross-examined Mr. Armstrong just now, he said he was just doing what the tiger told him to do. But Godot picked up on it, remember? He pointed out that without proof, we don't know if what he testified is the truth. You mean, you think Mr. Armstrong was lying? Oh? I don't know, but if that's the line the prosecution takes, we could be in trouble. I get the feeling that we don't have the case-making evidence we're gonna need. Hey, pal. Detective Gumshoe. What are you so jumpy about, Detective? Your hair's standing on end. Hey, that's the pot calling the kettle black, little Miss Top Knot. It's not a top knot. Never mind about the hair. Just calm down, all right? I can't stand still when I don't have a job to do. I kind of get wound up. No kidding. You gotta have something you need me to do, pal. Anything. Well, hey, I'm gonna take a jog back down to the precinct. I can get some prints analyzed for you if you got an hour. An hour? The trial will have reconvened by then. But Nick, we still don't have a really decisive piece of evidence, right? True. Without some kind of trump card to pull out on the bag, we're really stuck. You said you could get some fingerprint analysis done in an hour. You bet. In that case, would you mind checking the prints on this for me? The bottle.
Take that!
You're going back to the station anyway. Could you find out whose prints are on this? Oh, hey. That's the small bottle I gave back to you this morning, right? Yeah, I think it's time we solve the last mystery of who the prints on it belongs to. Sure thing, pal. Probably Tigre. Actually, it's been 9 at me too. Small bottle given to Detective Gumshoe. Okay, we'll get this off to the lab right away. Just make sure you don't lose the case before I get back. Here's the thing. They were able to analyze the poison, right? Did they not even start the fingerprints? Is that really what happened? Seems a little silly. Pretty much the final showdown, I guess. It's time to separate the phonies from the real guys. Good job, Maya. Court will now reconvene, Mr. Godot. Did you find this Furio Tigre? I even tamed him for you. It was a 3-cup job, no problem. Tamed him? The guy's name may be Furio Tigre, but come on. He's pretty lively. Be careful, he still bites. Very well, please show Mr. Tigre to the stand. Is he gonna remember and be like, you're the guy that yelled at me a month ago? It is you. Witness, please state your name and occupation for them. Oh god. Don't hide under the table, Maya. Plus there's room for me down there too. Would you mind? What'd you say to me? Nothing? I didn't say nothing, honest. Who could have guessed that fear would induce a bad Brooklyn accent in the chat? I got business to take care of, you hear me? So who the hell called me into this hole? Was it you, Spiky?
No, of course not. It was the judge.
Your Honor! Oh dear, I seem to have dropped my pen. Where on earth is it? Don't mind me, just carry on with the proceedings as normal.
That's it. We're doomed.
Maybe you didn't hear me. I said, who the hell was it that called me in here? Oh. There's no need to shout. We can all hear you. What'd you say? There's no point struggling. You're caught in a snare. The relentless snare of the law. And I'm the one that hauled you in. Grr. It's too cool. Don't let me get the better of you, Nick. Let's start with the basics. You know about the incident in question, correct? Incident? I don't know nothing about no stinking incident, Max boy. You mean you didn't attend the previous trial at Maggie Bird? Maggie who? I've got more important things to do than watch courtroom dramas. Of course. Well, perhaps you could give us your testimony then? Please tell us about what you did on the day of the murder. Phoenix Wright. You's the one who set this up, didn't you? You's gonna regret the day you ruffled the tiger's fur. You hear what I'm saying? Oh, maybe I should have brought a diaper with me today. Get a grip, Nick. I love that she's trying to offer, like, encouraging statements from beneath the desk. She's like, you got this, man. It's like, you're under a desk. You're one to talk. The tiger's alibi. I don't know nothing about no murder. I was tied up with business in December last year, spent all my time in my office. I got whales lined up to borrow cash from tender lender every single day. Yous want to check my alibi? Just ask Violetta. I think Violetta's gonna turn against you, because now she knows that you didn't do it because you care about her. You did it because you were afraid of her granddad. But I guess we'll find that out later. At least I found my pen. Oh, very well then, Mr. Wright. Your cross-examination, What is it? Please, witness, if you could refrain from shouting out like that. I know the kind of games that guy in the blue plays. That lowlife ain't no lawyer. He just punches away at stupid details till he wins.
Lowlife?
Me? Listen up, smarty. Every time you ask me something that doesn't relate to this case, I'm gonna bill you $50,000 and you's gonna borrow the cash from me. No. That's one low contract I refuse to sign. And don't think it ain't gonna hurt when you're tangled with the tiger. What? That doesn't sound legal at all. I love a good spectator sport. Just a minute. There's really not. This witness is, how can I put it? A hungry tiger roaming the urban jungle. Get on his bad side and he'll bite everyone's heads off. Yours too. Very well. I have no choice but to impose a penalty system here. You's better be listening. I said I got business to take care of, big business. If I don't split now, I ain't gonna catch my buzz. The court will impose a penalty for any irrelevant pressing of witness testimony. Keep that in mind as you begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. You could do it, Nick. Come out from under there already. Would you, Maya? She's like, I believe in you. All right. Tiger's alibi. I don't know nothing about no murder. I was tied up with business in December last year, spent all my time in my office. I got whales lined up to borrow cash. You just want to check my alibi, you just ask Violetta. I'm gonna say the second one. But I'm also gonna save, just in case.
Hold it!
Are you sure about that? We're talking about 1 month ago, you know. You see these teeth? That's how sharp my secretary is. Sharp? Is he talking about Viola Cadaverini? She writes everything down in my scheduler. December, mainly in the office. That's what it says, so that's where I was. That seems like a rather sketchy schedule. There he goes again. What the tiger did all December isn't the issue. What's important is what he was doing on the day of the murders, so now what? What do you guys think, chat? I'm thinking we press harder. Mr. Tigray, what do you want? If you wouldn't mind going into a bit more detail.
Objection!
This is a dead end, right? And you know it. Hold on, we got his calendar.
Objection!
No, it's essential that we establish the witness's alibi accurately. I agree! The victim was killed on December 3rd. Were you in the office that day too? Maybe you ain't listening. Of course I was. I never set foot outside. I had meetings all day with a bunch of cats wanting to do business with me. I ain't never seen that young kid before. I do believe the witness' last statement was important. Mr. Godot, if you could please. Mr. Tigray, the court asked you to add the last statement to your testimony. Don't let an animal beat you. Be a man, Your Honor, and ask him yourself. He's just a little scared is all. I feel like I can present it here. I know there's a penalty system, but I'm like, I feel like this is the thing to do it. Mr. Tigray, you claim you didn't know Mr. Glenn, but it appears that Mr. L knew you. What? Mr. L left this little note on his calendar. Meet with the tiger. And the date, December 3rd. December 3rd? That's the day of the murder. Yes, Your Honor. I'm glad you're catching on finally. You'll be like, oh boy. So, Mr. Tigray, I submit that you did indeed know one Mr. Glenn L. Because on the very day of the incident, you met with him. Not bad. You's actually not bad. Sorry? I was just messing with yous to see how good you were. Did you hear that, Nick? He said you're not bad. That's one compliment I can do without. Plus, he's lying through his teeth. Witness, please remember that you're under oath. Lies will not be tolerated. You just call me a liar? Is that what you're doing? Ruh-roh. So you're saying that your claim to have never seen that kid before is the truth. I said I'm dead serious. You better believe that's the truth. Then I'd say that gives me time to enjoy another cup of pure black magic. That is why you testify for the court again, Mr. Tigray. Oh yes, would you mind indulging the court, witness? You never actually met the victim? That's gotta be a lie right there. It's time I nailed this guy. You have the Trespian matchbook, though. Alright, what does he say? I ain't no liar, I never met Glenn. There was some lame guy with that name, though. Wanted to borrow cash from me. I set up a meeting with the guy at my office, tender lender. I waited around for him, but he ain't ever showed. I ain't never ever been to Trespian joint use here. That line right there. Yes, you have. Don't you lie to me. Well, that all seems pretty logical. You had arranged to meet with the victim, but he didn't show up. I've heard it's pretty hard to keep appointments when you're dead. Very well, you may begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Didn't I tell you I got a big deal going down today? I ain't gonna make my bus now. I'm gonna have to take the express train. That bill's going straight to you. Right? Grr. Alright, the victim. Alright, this. Then how'd you get this? How'd you get this then? Mr. Tigray, is there something you'd like to tell the court about these matches? Matches? What's you talking about? We found them in your office at Tender Lendon. Tender Lender. They're from that restaurant. What? If you've really never been to Trespian before. What was that book of restaurants matches doing on your desk? You've been snooping around in my stuff too now, wise guy. What are you, my ball and chain? Ain't no broad controlling me. Order. Well, witness, I think it's time you started telling us the truth, don't you? Sorry, I'm terribly sorry. Forgive me. I ain't no cat. I don't go back on what I said. But okay, I was at the joint that day. What? But listen good, alright? I might have been there, but I still never met the kid. Well, more coffee chugging. Looks like an order just came in for another testimony. I'm this close to proving it was him. He did meet Glenn that day, and he did put poison in his coffee. He must have. At 3 p.m. I was supposed to meet with the kid at the restaurant that afternoon. When I opened the door to the joint, I saw one ugly scene. The guy was laid out over the table, stiff as concrete. I figured if the place wasn't hot already, it was gonna be, so I split. I heard the cop sirens on my way out, and I went straight back to my office. Welcome back. Yes, we're, I think, getting to the last bits of the case. I see. You didn't actually meet with him in the end, then? Well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. Yes, Your Honor. Hold it. If I wait around here any longer, I ain't even gonna make the normal express. No more stupid questions. Ah, no problem. More coffee. Anytime Trilogy presses you on something irrelevant, I'll see he pays a penalty. Mr. Godot, that's my job. Your job is to slam that little hammer of yours and call it guilty verdict. So do it. Yes, sir. The special express ain't cheap, right? Just so yous knows since yous paying. Oh, man. Doesn't the rule of law mean anything around here? Poor guy. He's trying his best. At 3 p.m. I was supposed to meet with the kid at the restaurant that afternoon. When I opened the door to the joint, I saw one ugly scene. The guy was laid out over the table, stiff as concrete. I feel like I can press on this because why didn't Armstrong mention you arrived? You mean you saw Glenn's dead body? I guess I did, but I only saw him from behind. He was wearing some raggy bit of cloth he called a hat. And what time was this? I don't know. Huh? You know what winds me up more than anything else in the world? Watches. Round watches. I ain't gonna pollute my paws with some ticking henpecker. Out of interest, Mr. Tigre, what winds you up the second most? Huh? What do you think? Square watches. Is this guy for real? Look, all I need to know is that something bad was going down in that place. Figured if the place wasn't hot already, it was gonna be, so I split. I feel like that's something. What do you think of Viola Cadaverini backstory reveal? Was that supposed to be a reveal? I kind of figured she had something to do with the mob, because she was all creepy and like, I love fire, I love eating raw flesh, and I was like, that's not normal. That's some mobster shit right there. Or is it related to somebody we did a case with before? I'm gonna press on this. So you didn't actually set foot inside the restaurant then? Oh, wrong button. The tiger is a busy cat. I don't hang around for no one. I ain't got time to be caught up in no murder investigation. So, when exactly did you pick up the matches? Well, the reveal was more so the part of why she was so attached to Tigre. Was that it? Because she was like, he saved my life. And then I saw the repair bill of like a smushed car. But when I read it, I first thought it was his smushed bike. But then it says it was smushed car. And it was for the Cadaverinis. And I saw the bike because he paid for it. So I was like, oh, she probably was in the car and he like crashed and he's like, oh, let me pay the bill. And for some reason, maybe she thinks he saved her, but it's like, oh no, he didn't do anything. It's just, she's part of a mob family and he was scared of her grandpa and was like, oh, I gotta pay this bill, otherwise they're gonna kill me. And she's like, oh my god, he paid for my surgery. And it's like, girl, why did your grandpa not tell you, like, sweetie, he didn't pay for your operation, I made him pay for it. He doesn't, what? So if anything, it's definitely grandpa's fault, who's like, oh, I love my granddaughter so much. Well then why didn't you tell her the real reason? Why did you let her end up in this weird servitude relationship? There are matches just inside the front door. Our detective friend wound up in trouble with the chef after taking 5 books home. Poor gumshoe. It's almost enough to make a man cry. Also, the comedy in this trial is so good to me. One of the main reasons why I love this case so much. I mainly enjoy freaking, I love Armstrong, but I hope he doesn't go to jail. Alright, I heard the cop sirens on my way out and I went straight back to my office. Okay. Let's see, let me start from the beginning. I was supposed to meet the kid at the restaurant. When I opened the door to the joint, I saw one ugly scene. The guy was laid out over the table, stiff as a concrete. Hold on. Where's the plans? You couldn't have seen it. There's the counter and then this whole thing. How would you see it? How would you see it?
Objection!
You're something of a loan collector pro, aren't you, Mr. Tigre? No one escapes the tiger's clutches. Well, I'm something of a lie detector pro. And no one escapes the phoenix clutches. Caw-caw. I think it's time we got something straight. What's this, Wright? A new line of irrelevant questioning? These are the floor plans of the crime scene. You say you were standing at the entrance, Mr. Tigre. From there, your field of vision would have covered an area something like this. Indeed, the witness would have a clear view of the victim's seat. Isn't that what I just said? I saw the back of the kid's head. Unfortunately for you, that is not possible. If the court would think back, you'll remember that between each of the tables is a tall partition. Why, that's true. Now, look at the plans again. The truth is painfully obvious. From the entrance, the field of vision of any customer walking in ends here. So, Armstrong is an accessory to murder, but due to circumstance, intimidation, and all, I'm pretty sure his punishment will be on the very low end. Right, because it's like, a loan shark made you do it, so like, you should be fine, but it's just like, eh. Like, he's gonna go to jail. But, you know, he's so nice. So from the entrance of Trespian, you couldn't have seen the victim's seat. But you did see the victim that day because you met with him.
Objection!
Wrong. Had you forgotten the old man's testimony yesterday? Hi, Resto. The victim was alone at this table. But the defense just proved that point to be moot. The victim witnessed by Mr. Kudo was not Glenn, but a fake. What? In order to have Mr. Kudo falsely testify, the real killer posed as the victim he had just killed and acted out a charade. Charade. I can talk. That will do. This trial has gone on long enough without the obvious question being answered. Who exactly was this real killer who impersonated the victim? You say the killer murdered Glenn, and then impersonated his victim in a performance for Victor Kudo. In that case, Mr. Wright, reveal the identity of this criminal. What's this Tigre?
Take that!
Is it not? Is it not Tigre? Obviously, the killer is Rio Tigre. No one else could have done it. What? Well, witness? He was sweating. Now that's cute. Yous think you can pin this on the tiger? Maybe yous don't understand. The tiger is king of the jungle. So I dares you to say it again. Come on, you got the guts. You can't threaten me, Mr. Tigre. It's the defense. Go ahead and tell the witness, Mr. Wright. Mr. Wright. Sounds to me like it must be you, old man. You've got guts, I'll give you that. Mr. Wright, do not leave me to handle this alone. Perhaps I can end this embarrassment. Mr. Kudo. More coffee. Let's just go back over Mr. Kudo's testimony one more time. The old man didn't see just the victim. Oh, no. The servant girl brought him a Javastino. She put something in it. There's no question about it. She's very conspicuously put some white powder in there. This is gonna be Viola. Fact remains, he saw the accused put the poison into the coffee. Yes, it was the waitress who put the Objection from beneath the table. Very impressive, Mr. Godot. Waiting for my absence to launch your attack. Ha. Found your pen at last, right? It was in my pocket. Ahem. But anyway, Mr. Kudo witnessed two people that day. He saw the victim, the supposed Mr. Glenell, and the waitress from behind. Yes, your point, Mr. Wright? I think the conclusion is obvious. If this Glenn was really the killer in disguise, then surely it's possible the waitress was also part of the show. What? You mean the waitress was an imposter as well? The defendant, Miss Bird, fell unconscious immediately after the incident. And someone used her fainting to hatch an elaborate plan to pin the murder on her. Who on earth was it? Who was this waitress that Mr. Kudo witnessed? Where is she? Kabam. Does that mean we have to cross-examine her as well? Who is this woman? Her name is Viola Cadavarini. She's an employee of Tenderlender. He was making a big mistake. Do you know who Violeta's grandfather is? You better be going home in an armored truck tonight if you know what I mean. Oh my god. Stop shaking, Nick. Where was I? Yes. The defendant, Miss Bird, has stated the following. Well, when I took the coffee over to the victim's table, it's true there was another customer in the restaurant. She was sort of creepy, and she had kind of a cackling laugh. There were just too many contradictions in this case. The second man at the victim's table who nobody but Miss Bird seems to have seen. The earpiece worn by the victim in his left ear when that eardrum was ruptured. And the radio show he was supposedly listening to half an hour after it was over. There was only one logical explanation that clears up all these contradictions. The whole incident took place twice, once for real and once for show. And Mr. Furio Tigre, the only person who could have committed the crime, is you. Bum bum, ba-da-ba-bum bum bum. Witness, what have you got to say? That's cute. Sorry? You's alright. I could do with a guy like you around. What do you mean? Okay, I'm in on this game. I'm gonna have to charter a jet to get to my meeting now, but I'm gonna give you one more thing to think about before I go. Something to think about? You've got it all wrapped up nice, huh, right? But you missed out one real important thing. But that can't be. I was in the joint that day, and I met that kid too. But I couldn't have poisoned him, you's here? What? Do you really expect us to believe you now, Mr. Tigre? Bah. What a troublemaker. Troublemaker? More coffee. Looks like we're gonna need another one for the road. What is he talking about now? One more steaming cup of hot testimony. Indeed. Witness, you will explain yourself to the court. I will give you one more chance to testify. Tresbrian, what happened that day at Tresbrian between yourself and the victim? Sorry, I was looking at the time. We got an hour, so we are doing okay. I do have pizza that I'm gonna eat, so I'm just gonna mute myself.
Objection! Objection!
The witness may have poor fashion sense, but he is by no means an idiot, Wright. You're right. He'd just be big chillin', Godal. Yeah, the medical bill. Would you care to share it with us? Why did Mr. T. Gray need money on the tune of $1 million? Medical bill. In December of last year, you found yourself in need of a huge amount of money. About 6 months ago, you were involved in a traffic accident, weren't you? An accident involving a car and a scooter in which a young woman was injured. She was taken to the hospital where she underwent surgery. How much of this do you know? These medical papers document the treatment of the young woman in question. According to these, her operation cost $1 million. And yet, when the payment was due last month, you somehow managed to pay it in full. $1 million? A preposterous sum. Someone should sue those HMOs. No one would pay a bill like that. If the medical association got wind of it, the hospital would end up as dead as a morgue. But Mr. T. Gray had no choice but to pay, because his very life depended on it. Order. You say his life depended on it, Mr. Ray? Indeed it did, simply because the injured woman was none other than Viola Cadaverini. Did you say Cadaverini? Bruto Cadaverini, mob boss in charge of all underworld activities in the city, and doting grandfather to his precious Violetta, also known as Viola Cadaverini. Your life was in danger unless you paid compensation to the boss, correct? Makes sense. You were desperate to acquire that $1 million Bruto Cadaverini demanded of you. So desperate, in fact, that you decided to sacrifice Glenelle's life to pay your debt. I mean, it worked. You just got caught. On the day of murder, Mr. T. Gray's sole intention was to get his hands on the CD, not C-Day, sorry. Thought I heard a key cat man. Glenelle had no way of paying back the $100K, and Mr. T. Gray knew it. But then a miracle happened. The kind that Mr. T. Gray would prefer to say never happened, but he can't, and neither can I. The lottery won. Exactly. At the 11th hour, Mr. L won $500,000 on the lottery, which left Mr. T. Gray with no way of getting his hands on the all-important CD. At least, no legitimate way. Sprinkle, sprinkle murder. Sprinkle, sprinkle murder. So he resorted to legitimate means. That's crazy. He murdered Glenelle and then made his next move, to frame Maggie Bird for the crime. Mr. T. Gray posed as Glenn, while Viola Cadaverini played the role of Miss Bird. And then they reenacted the whole thing in order to establish a witness. The witness being the one we all heard testify yesterday, Mr. Victor Kudo. Objection! Like I said, Wright, that's crazy. No one could pull off a stunt like that. For starters, there's no way the chef could have been kept in the dark about it.
But Mr. Armstrong wasn't on it from the very beginning. Have you forgotten already, Mr. Godot? Mr. Armstrong owed the witness money too, $500,000 in fact. He had no choice but to go along with Mr. Tiger's plan. Tigre's plan. Catching all the criminals in their lies. You put on a good show, Spiky. If you want to stay alive in the loan shark business, you gotta be careful. You saying I dressed up like that kid, create a witness, and frame someone? If I had something crazy like that, I'd leave a trail as bright as my shirt. I ain't dumb enough to do something sloppy like that. I agree. You do? Despite your appearance, you are very careful. That's why you took one more precaution, one more trick to make sure Miss Bird had no way out. What? Another one, Mr. Wright? Interesting. Why don't you fill us all in, Wright? Ooh, that's a big penalty. What was this trick you say Mr. Tigre performed to frame the accused? Are we forgetting the fact that he pretended to be me?
Take that!
What on earth is that? What an insult to think anyone could be fooled by such a childish imitation. Well, consider yourself insulted, Your Honor. Mr. Tigre, you didn't just pose as the victim on the day in question. A month ago, in this very court, you posed as me. What? That's the truth. But the witness looks nothing like you, Mr. Wright. Although, now that I think about it, it was you, wasn't it? No doubt it was you, standing in here, this very court, a mere month ago. The Phoenix Wright who put up the most disreputable, shabby defense I'd ever seen.
Objection!
Can you prove that, Gramps? Prove the attorney who represented the accused here a month ago was this man? Are you prepared to take the stand and testify that it was him? Oh. Hey. Forget about it, yeah? I wouldn't do something like that, not me. You made a mistake, right? It was someone else, huh?
Objection!
Have you no pride, sir?
Objection!
More coffee. This isn't a matter of pride. In case you didn't know, Trite, here in court, we deal with people's lives. Mr. Godot is right, Your Honor. Speaking for myself, I am absolutely convinced. The attorney in question was the witness standing before me now. However, I preside over this court as the judge, with the vested power to hand down a verdict. Someone in my position cannot be swayed by a memory without evidence to support it. What? If the defense has no further evidence, the court will now excuse the witness. The circumstances surrounding Mr. Tigre are dubious for sure, but not conclusive. But we've come so far. You say he impersonated Glenell. You say he impersonated you. But none of that adds up to a murder charge. God damn it. You don't have a shred of evidence that the witness poisoned the victim's coffee. Love the hair just like, it's like calm, then just back to sharp spiky mode. Sucks to be you, right? Don't mess with the tiger or you're gonna get mauled. You get that? All we managed to do here was chase him around a bit. But I was so close to getting him to admit his own guilt. Yeah. Looks like I won't be needing a refill. If I just had one more piece of evidence, like the bottle. One more piece of evidence and maybe I could get Maggie off the hook. This witness cross-examination is over. You are free to go, Mr. Tigre. Well, hold on. Well, hold on, Your Honor. Is it Gumshoe? Your Honor, sir. Let's go, Gumshoe! Detective? Detective Gumshoe! Sorry it took so long, pal. I staked everything on this. My badge, the works. So here it is. My heart's counting on this too. What is it, Detective? Isn't it obvious, pal? It's the final decisive piece of evidence. What? Like the boom, boom, boom. Oh, are we in recess now? Really? Sorry it took so long, pal, but I finally got the results from the lab. The results? About the prints, pal, from this medicine bottle. Oh, so? Do you know who the prints belong to now? Do you think I'm some kind of hack detective? Of course I know. So, tell us. They're the tigers, right? I knew it. Hey, you bet. Clear as crystal, all over the bottle. They're Furio's tiger, Tigre's paw prints, all right? That's great. We've got him now, Nick. What's wrong with you? You hardly said a word since Detective Gumshoe got here. He's laid everything on the line for this, Nick. I know. Look, I'm sorry. This is kind of hard to say, but it really doesn't make any difference whose prints are on the bottle now. Huh? But why not? What we need to produce at this stage in the trial is irrefutable evidence that the Tigre put poison in Glenn Elk's coffee. He's already admitted that he met the victim. The fact that his prints are on this bottle, that really doesn't make any difference now. I knew it. Great, no matter how hard I try, I'm never any of use. Well, hold on. Maybe we can use this to, like, establish something. Hey, don't be so hard on yourself. This was our last chance to help Maggie. And I've been working on some useless piece of evidence the whole time. I don't think it's useless. That's alright. I'm a real loser. It's not breaking news to me, bro. Detective Gumshoe? Maggie. Oh, I never gave her the second lunch, did I? You been working on something for me? Sorry, I let you down, Maggie. I know you didn't do it. And I'm a detective. We're supposed to be able to prove stuff like that. I'm really sorry. I'll get out of your hair now. Detective Gumshoe, wait! He's gone. Isn't there anything we can do now, Nick? I wish there was. Gumshoe worked so hard to get that evidence. If only there was some way I could use it. There has to be some way to use it. Right? Like, there has to be a way to use it. Something. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor? I grant you recess so you can prepare this decisive evidence you discovered. Yes. Don't keep us all in suspense, Trite. Show us. Naturally. We can assume it's evidence that will actually stand up in court, can't we? Think, Phoenix. Don't let Gumshoe's hard work go to waste. How much more of my time are you gonna waste? I ain't been to no court before, but you lawyers sure know how to blow things out of proportion. No doubt, given the nature of the evidence, it will speak for itself. Nevertheless, you will talk us through it, Mr. Wright? Well, I know I can't prove anything new with this evidence. I'm really backed into a corner here. Am I gonna bluff? But maybe if he thinks he's got me beat, he'll let his guard down a little. Don't keep us waiting any longer. Oh my god, are we gonna bluff? Present this final decisive piece of evidence to the court. Alright, the bottle.
Take that!
This is the defense's final piece of evidence. Isn't that the victim's? Your Honor, naturally, the court is already aware of the contents of this bottle. However, interesting new information has come to light. We have clearly identified some fingerprints on it. Fingerprints belonging to you, Mr. Tigre. What? But Mr. Wright, what conclusion are you hoping to draw from this new information? Everyone here knows what this bottle contains, except one man. One person's courtroom should theoretically be in the dark. My prints are on that pansy-looking bottle. Is that what you're saying? Or whatever the hell's in it anyway. A phony trial, a phony lawyer, and phony clues. Everything about this case has been phony. Seems like the perfect excuse for some phony evidence. I'm gonna lie. I'm gonna bluff. I'm not lying. I'm bluffing. Mr. Tigre, this is the decisive piece of evidence that will prove your guilt. Why? Because it contains his oils, ear medicine, potassium cyanide. This bottle contains potassium cyanide. Potassium cyanide? The poison used to murder Mr. L, Your Honor. The victim's killer used this very bottle. And on this bottle, Mr. Tigre, we found your fingerprints. Well, how do you explain that? You make a good clown, you know that? What? You ain't never gonna get this to stick. You just making me laugh now. You think a cheap bluff like that's gonna fool the tiger? A bluff? I can see straight through you, Phoenix, right? That ain't the bottle with the cyanide in it. No, this is the bottle we found traces of the poison in. Don't mess with the tiger, or you're gonna get ripped to shreds. The cyanide bottle was brown and was made of glass. You just played yourself. That cheap piece of trash don't look nothing like it. Got him. At last. What? Why has everyone gone quiet? I said that bottle. Is this the bottle you're referring to? Yeah, that's it. That's the bottle the cyanide was in. But yous ain't gonna find my prints on that bottle. Don't let that cozy-looking suit fool you people. That lawyer's just playing games. Tell him, Mr. Prosecutor. Tell that guy where to go. You still haven't figured it out. Don't you realize what you just said? What I said? What did I just say? You were summoned to this court for the first time earlier today. If you really had nothing to do with the murder, you shouldn't have known all the little details. For instance, you shouldn't have known what kind of bottle the potassium cyanide was in. But just now, you slipped up in front of every single person in this courtroom. You described the exact bottle used by the killer to hold the poison. Got your ass. You don't know who is you's messing with. I'm the tiger. I control millions of dollars on the black market. You think I'm gonna let some jumped up suit get the better of me? Well, I did, so. Sure, the last piece of evidence was phony. But that's just what you deserve. Also, you just confessed. The phony trial with the phony lawyer was all played out by you. The biggest phony of all. Grr. Oh. Oh my god. What's going on? It looks like a blackout. Well done, Trilogy. His mask. Oh. I saved my 17th cup of coffee just for you. Oh. Savor it. While you watch the police restrain your prey. Why did you throw your cup of coffee at me? I don't understand. Mr. Wright, you caught a tiger by his toe, but if this one hollers, he won't be let go. Now then, how are things going with Mr. Tigre, Mr. Godot? He's being arrested on suspicion of the murder of Glenn, Your Honor. Unfortunately for us, we managed to rectify a very grave error. Miss Bird was found guilty in the absence of a genuine defense attorney. Yes, she was. And in the absence of genuine evidence. But the tiger made one mistake. Indeed. He very nearly got away with everything if it wasn't for the one slip of the tongue. Hero Tigre is a truly frightening criminal. The truly frightening one is that defense attorney over there. Godot. Well, I'm now in a position to deliver my verdict. This court finds the defendant Maggie Bird not guilty. Thank you, Your Honor. It's like I knew it wasn't you, girl. This is all. This court is adjourned. We did it. Huzzah! We've still got some time. Mr. Wright, I'm at a loss for words. Thank you, sir. Congratulations, Maggie! I was so mad when Mr. Wright landed me in all that trouble a month ago. But now I feel like I can forgive him. Hey, that wasn't me, Maggie. That was the tiger. Look, Nick, in the doorway. Detective Gumshoe. Oh, guess I'll be heading off then. See you around, pal. Wait! Detective Gumshoe. Oh yeah. Congratulations, Maggie. Thanks. I knew you were innocent all along. Why didn't you say that in your testimony then? Huh? Oh, well, I was... Well, guess I'll be heading off then. See you around! Wait up, detective. He just ran off. Maggie, why are you being so hard on him? He busted his butt for you. It's thanks to him that we got the medication bottle. That wasn't even of any use. But it's only because Mr. Wright used it so cleverly. Detective Gumshoe was just running around in circles. Poor guy. Looks like she still isn't ready to forgive him. Can't you put in a good word for him, Nick? Yeah, Maya's right. I should help Gumshoe out. It's clear he needs it. Maggie? You know, Detective Gumshoe's been really worried about you through all this. I wanted to believe that, sir. But on that first day of the trial, he practically gave the judge a free pass to lock me up. What's up, man? Back again. He didn't have any choice, Maggie. He's a detective. He has to report the facts. He doubted me, that's why. He thought I might have done it. Nah, Maggie, nah. I've got to prove to her that Gumshoe really cares about her. I know. I'll give her a little present to celebrate her freedom. Do I need to give her the lunchbox again? I'm gonna give her the lunchbox again.
Take that!
Here you are. A present to celebrate your freedom. That's a present from Detective Gumshoe, made with a ton of love. He said you lost weight and he was worried about you. Detective Gumshoe? Yeah. Enjoy the weenies. I actually really like weenies, you know. Did you guys hear that? I'm pretty hungry myself, you know. Yeah, the trial dragged on a bit today, didn't it? Is it okay if I eat this now? Yeah. Oh. Oh. So, how is it, Maggie? It's really good. Oh, she's crying into her rice and Wheaties. What a nice ending. So the case of phony versus genuine comes to an end. The false allegations surrounding Maggie have all been cleared up. And who knows, maybe a whole, hey, excuse me. We finished episode 3 and we have a bit of time, so we're gonna do episode 4. Miles, my boy, he's back. Oh my god, he looks so dashing in his suit. Hold on. Courtroom, somebody with a knife and a lady on a bridge, some other lady holding a gun. Some lady here. I think she might be dead. Her boyfriend's back. Miles Edgeworth. This case is very story heavy, so lots of talking. Well, I'm glad that I'm gonna do at least 30-ish minutes of it then. The girl. Let her go. Oh, I think it's cutscene. Is that Mia? No, it's a cop. They have a gun. Shut up. Come closer, and I kill her. I'm somebody. Sorry, but you're not going to get the chance. Bang. Why did it look like not the girl that fell in? Or not the guy? I'm reading through the file of an old court case. It was the first case of my longtime mentor, Mia Fey. Fugitive data. Picture. Terry Falls. Kidnapping. Murder. Death penalty. Wow, cool. Fugitive movements. After escaping, Falls met with and then murdered Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne. Recaptured on Eagle Mountain about 8 hours after his escape. Our very first client was a death row inmate who had recently broken out of prison. That was a whole year before Mia and I ever met. Okay. 6 years earlier, Mia Fey, first trial. Is this baby Miles? Like maybe like his first time as a prosecutor? February. I'm so nervous. I feel like I'm gonna die. I never should have accepted this case. But he looks so cozy. Good morning. Don't be so jumpy, Mia. I didn't do nothing, I swear. I didn't kill nobody. Terry Falls, my first client. Sentenced to death 5 years ago and now a prison escapee. Just relax, Mia. Make small talk and try to relax him. So why did you escape anyway? Interesting that his pupils are different sizes. I didn't do nothing. I didn't kill nobody. I never lie. I didn't escape from nowhere. But, Mr. Falls, the police just recaptured you 2 days ago. Sorry, I told a little lie. Oh, look at that face!
I want to believe he's innocent, but I don't think that's the case. Oh boy. But anyway, I didn't do it. I never killed nobody. Sorry for asking, but you're on death row, right? Uh-huh. I'm really, really sorry. They sentenced me to die 5 years ago, but I was tricked, I tell you. That woman, she lied in her testimony. That's why I got the death penalty. I swear, I didn't kill her. I could never do that. You look like a little puppy. 2 days ago, he escaped from the police wagon when it crashed. And about 8 hours later, a policewoman was murdered before the police could recapture him. The police believe that Terry Falls did it. After you escaped, did you meet a policewoman? Yeah, I did. She's the reason I escaped. So that much is true. He did meet with the victim. But I didn't kill her. She was alive when I left. She was alive, it's true. I can trust him, right? I mean, I should. Huh? This is him without the mask? Oh my god. Oh my god. Why does he wear the mask? Why does he wear the mask? I'm just You're not gonna figure out the truth by just staring at the guy. Yeah. Why are you here? I came to see how our little was doing all alone in the big scary lion's den. That maybe you'd like someone to play with. Oh my god. Where's Mr. Grossberg? Huh? That old man is probably still in bed. I bet he's clutching an empty bottle and mumbling in his sleep. Aren't I good enough? Aren't I? After all, it's me, Diego Armando. Is it him? Because I'm like, the same earrings and the same beard. Godot? I think it is, because Godot. But there's a T at the end. Is it him? I didn't say. So Diego Armando, the finest attorney at Grossberg Law Offices, is here for me. No. Also the way he's tilting his head. But his hair is different. But it's been years. I think it's him. I'm gonna Google it. I need to know. Armando. No, Diego Armando. Diego Armando. Yeah, it is him. Okay. I freaking thought so. But I'm not going to read any more about it. I'm just going to read that. After all, it took an amazing amount of guts to take this case. Imagine. An escaped death row convict for our first client. Yeah. Thanks. I sure wish I could get out of it, though. Relax. I just heard some good news. The prosecutor for today is fresh out of his diapers as well. Well, hold on. But he said that was his first case as a prosecutor. But if this is him, then this is not his first case because he's the best prosecutor at Grossberg Law Firm. Something happened. Okay, so this is Miles' first case. However, unlike a certain somebody who I won't mention, he's earned the reputation as a genius since beginning his law career. Genius. Well, it's about time to head in, kitten. Sharpen those claws of yours. It's go time. A solitary confinement cell for the condemned must be the world's loneliest place. And that's what my client ran away from. Every other lawyer gave up on him, but not me. Look at him. When I saw those overflowing eyes and heard that simple childlike voice, I just had the feeling that he was telling the truth. Yeah. I believe him too. What have I got to lose from, not believing him at this stage? Baby Miles. Court is now inside. Different judge. For the trial of Terry Falls. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. I understand the lawyers for both sides are newcomers. I mean, I saw the earrings and I saw the beard, and then he said his name was Diego Armando, and I was like, well, hold on, if this is Godot, how does this work? So I was like, oh, Diego Armando Godot. Thanks. Yes, Your Honor. I'm Mia Fey. Miles Edgeworth, Your Honor. So you're the new prosecutor everyone's talking about, eh? They say you joined the prosecutor's office at quite an early age. At 20, Your Honor. I guess our little kitten hasn't earned herself much of reputation yet, huh? God, his eyes. Come on, Mia. You can't lose. Not to someone younger than you.
But why the name change? And why saying he's never done a trial? Maybe he's never done a trial under the pseudonym of Godot? Young people running a trial. I'm not too sure how I feel about that. Now then, the defendant in the case is currently a felon on death row. 2 days ago, he escaped from a police wagon. Is that correct? Precisely. But the defendant is not on trial for escaping prison. On the day that the defendant escaped, a policewoman was murdered. So we're here to determine if Mr. Falls was responsible for her death? Yes. You got it, kitten. He didn't say he's never done a trial, he said he never prosecuted a trial before. Well, that's what I'm saying, though. Does that mean he was only a regular lawyer for Grousberg? Oh, I wish there was a way to go back, because I thought it said he was the best prosecutor at Grousberg. But maybe they just meant attorney. Nah. Well then, Mr. Edgeworth, let's hear your opening statement. Yes, Your Honor. It was 5 years ago. The defendant, Terry Falls, was sentenced to death in this very court. His crimes were kidnapping, extortion, and murder. The girl he threw off the bridge was only 14 years old. A truly horrible crime. I remember it well. There was no decisive evidence, so the trial was long and protracted. Correct. But in the end, what finally decided the case was a certain witness's testimony. Look at that baby face. A witness testimony. Okay, so we saw the case from 5 years ago, not the most recent murder case. She arrested Mr. Falls at the scene and later testified against him. I think she shot the girl. She said she witnessed Mr. Falls throw his young victim into the river. I think she shot her. Guys, it's baby face. For those who are not aware, Eagle River is well known for its powerful current. Hold on. Let me see if I can find Miles Edgeworth. Does he wear glasses now? Hold on. I'm trying to find like a good comparison side profile pic so you can see how young he looks now. No, that's more anime-esque. I need like a clip from the thing. There we go. So look at his face. Look how innocent baby face, and then look at this. Look at that. So much drama. Most bodies that fall in the river are never recovered. So Miss Hawthorne's testimony was the one that put him away. That policewoman you just mentioned, that wouldn't be exactly the victim. The same woman that was killed 2 days ago. Police Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne. Aha, I see. The man who was sentenced to death based on her testimony escaped 2 days ago. With only one thing on his mind, to take revenge against the woman who convicted him. Aha, the truth is becoming clear to me now. Well, hold on, let's do the trial first. Yes. It's quite obvious that the defendant is guilty.
Objection!
Oi! Wait a minute, that's not right. At least hear the case before you decide on the outcome, Your Honor. Watch yourself, Miss Faye. I'm not sure I care for your word choice or your tone of voice. Did you just wink at me? Stop it. Young people these days simply don't know how to respect their elders. You shut your mouth, you're younger than me. Why, you're even younger than me, you hypocrite. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, please call your first witness. I called the detective who was in charge of the initial investigation of this case. Also, it's interesting how youngly Miles here, by the community leveling called, has had a lot of animations behaviorisms matching Manfred von Karma to resemble how back here he is still very much just young version Manfred instead of his own prosecutor. Right, like he's doing the Manfred wink and like finger waggle, like he hasn't developed his own style yet because he's just been training under him through a traumatized child brain. Because, you know, he was like, I love my dad, and then dad got murdered, and unbeknownst to him who murdered his dad, he was just like, hello, I am your father's friend. I will now be your stepfather and teach you the ways of the prosecutor. And he just got molded into this. So he's just super Manfred carbon copy right now. But then I guess like after this trial, he's like, I'm gonna do my own stuff. Because he doesn't wear this outfit anymore. He just wore it for the first time on the trial, if I'm not mistaken. But I feel like something happens. Witness, state your name and occupation. Wow, look at him.
Gumshoe, Dick Gumshoe, I'm the homicide detective in charge of the case, sir. I finally got promoted to the detective division half a year ago. Oh, good job, Gumshoe. I don't believe anyone asked you about that. Hey, ma'am, you got any idea how much work it takes? What is it? You're really gorgeous. Shut up. Right, I was gonna say, like, that's how we know he hasn't worn it, because that was the jacket that was up in his office. And I think he even says that he, like, that was like his debut outfit. Which is very similar to Manfred von Karma's attire. No, seriously, my heart is aching for you. Detective, pull yourself together and try to be professional, otherwise I'll write you up on contempt so quick that something other than your heart will ache. Oh, I got it. Now, Detective, tell us about the incident. Yes, sir. Right away. The victim was Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne, a veteran on the police force. She was stabbed in the back with a knife and died from excessive blood loss. That much is already stated in the autopsy report. The court would like to hear more details about the incident itself. Yes, sir. I gotcha. Okay, let's take a look at this aerial map of the area here. This is a sketch of Dusky Bridge, an old suspension bridge. 5 yards. Well, hold on. So the bridge is broken out here. Do you recall anything from the first case? I mean, a little bit. I know that Mia said Hawthorne was like a mentor or something to her. But that's vaguely it. But I know we fail, if I'm not mistaken. I think we fail this case. And the river that runs under there is Eagle River. The victim and the defendant met there on top of the bridge. Right, like we're supposed to fail this case. Because I think she mentions that to Phoenix when she meets him. After stabbing her in the back, the killer carried the victim back to his car. He was recaptured at a police checkpoint as he was trying to make his getaway, sir. I thought we were talking about the initial crime. I see. Dusky Bridge map added to the court record. Was the victim's blood found on the bridge? The victim, Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne, was wearing a thick coat, sir. Fortunately, no traces of blood were found on the bridge. That's suspicious. Mr. Edgeworth, I warn you that I absolutely despise conjecture. If there was no blood on the bridge, then you have no proof that they even met there. Your Honor. There you go. If you would listen to the testimony we have prepared, I'm sure you'll be convinced. The two of them most certainly did meet on the bridge that day. Why, Mr. Edgeworth? I'm not sure I like you. Wagging your finger at me as though I was some hoser. Detective, proceed with your testimony. Yes, sir. Here we go, Mia. Hang on. Okay, now. Listen carefully. Why you keep calling me kitten, bro? One little mistake and this guy will drink you for morning tea. Trust me, and get ready. He even drinking the coffee now. Summary of the incident. On the day of the incident, an unknown person phoned the sergeant and asked to meet. Well, that's odd. Sergeant Hawthorne went to Dusky Bridge at the designated time and met with Mr. Falls. And that's where she was brutally murdered. The criminal stuffed her body into his car trunk and tried to make a getaway. Mr. Falls was arrested at a police checkpoint we set up at the base of the mountain. I think the very first thing is suspicious. Well, you certainly have established the importance of the bridge. Naturally. Now, will the defense please hurry up and proceed with the cross-examination? Yes, Your Honor. Cross-examination. Coming right up. Hey, settle down there. If you keep trembling like that, you're gonna make me spill my coffee. I'm not trembling. It's just cold in here. The courtroom can be cold battlefield, all right. Especially for a beginner. I don't need you to worry about me. I mean the defendant, the witness, everyone's a beginner in here. You got me there. But maybe you should keep your claws out and show them what you've got. Okay. It's okay, Mia. Stay calm. Just remember those court procedure videos you stayed up all last night watching. Good job, kid. Yeah, this is already suspicious.
Hold it!
This unknown person? You have no idea who it might be, right? Sorry, but I'm afraid I do. What? The one who called Sergeant Hawthorne was the defendant, Terry Falls. Why'd you say unknown? What? The defendant called her. Sergeant Hawthorne was a very thorough person, sir. She left a note about her phone call with Mr. Falls. A note? Yeah, a top secret memo that she left in her desk.
Calls 4:30 p.m. at that bridge. Wear white scarf for identification. Talk to Dahlia. Tell her this time the whole truth must come out. Why do you have to wear a white scarf for identification? It's basically saying you're a lioness at heart, but lack the life experience to fully be there, combined with a bit of like, I like you, so pet name? Ugh. I don't think so. I think it's just a dude being a dude and being like, hey, kid, and it's like, shut your mouth. Okay. According to this note, it seems the one who called her to the bridge was indeed the defendant, Terry Falls. But who's Dahlia? Whose idea was it to keep that note from me? Ah, looks like the judge is even more sure of this verdict now. Listen up. Never ask a question if you don't already know the answer. It's that detective's fault. He's the one that said unknown person. Hey now, don't make that face at me. I just said it that way because the prosecutor told me to. God. Was that a trap? With that cute face, I didn't expect him to be so sneaky.
Hold it!
Dahlia, case 1? Dahlia. Trials and tribulations. Is that the chick's name? No. Is it? Hold on. Dahlia Hawthorne. Oh! So she is the person. Maybe she's like the sister? Wait, what? I think I just got spoiled. Looking her up. Oops. Because I'm reading it and I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. What are you talking about? Keeps reading. What? No, that doesn't make sense. Keeps reading. They're like, oh. I don't know if that's gonna help or hinder my brain now. Well, that bridge is way up in the mountains, ma'am. The defendant and the victim both went up there by car. I mean, how else, right? Okay, but there's only one car. What? You mean the defendant drove his own car? No, of course not. It was stolen. Okay, but I only saw one car. He stole it from a young couple that had been waiting at a red light. Car thieves. I'm not sure how I feel about car thieves. I don't want to say it's on you, but just be like, remember Dahlia from the first case? The lady? I'm just like, Dahlia, that's just a name to me. So much has gone on since then. Is this guy sure about how he feels about anything? This is a photo of the stolen car's trunk. There's something in there that I read that has me like, what? So she got stabbed, but there's no blood? Naturally, that's the body of Valerie Hawthorne in there. How major did the spoilers seem? Oh, 10. 10. What can I say without spoiling for anybody else? I know who Dahlia is. Like, I'm like, I don't know how I can say without accidentally spoiling anybody watching this, but it's just like, I know who she is. And they're like, oh yeah, Phoenix's girlfriend. And it's like, and other stuff. All right, crime photo. That victim. She was stabbed in the back, correct? Yeah. Ha. For some reason, men always seem to get stabbed in the back. We're talking about a woman here. You can't tell from this photo, but the knife was stuck in her back, nice and firm. The condition of the body when it was discovered is very important information. Accidentally, yeah, because I was just trying to figure out who she was. So I just like clicked her little face and then it opened up and it showed, you know, stuff. And I was like, and then I was like scrolling, I was like, stop scrolling.
Detective, was there anything strange or noteworthy in the trunk of the car? Here's a photo of the trunk, but I don't see anything strange. Do you, anyway? I mean, the top latch looks a little busted if you'd ask me, but I don't know. I wanna say yes, but then again, it's like if he stole this car, he would have to open this, right? What do we have? What do we have so far? Sorry, I'm like doing conversation, so I'm missing it. We have like 10-ish minutes. Photo of the trunk. Confidential police materials written by the victim. Bridge. How do I point out that there's only one car on top of this mountain? Died from blood loss between 4 and 5 p.m. Stabbed with a knife in the back. Well, where's the white scarf? How about that?
Objection!
Not so much the intro. I'm trying to be vague so I don't spoil it for anybody, but the important information on the side. What is it? Do you have something to say, Miss Faye? I'm sorry, I totally forgot what I was gonna say. This is the first time I've ever had to actually address someone like that. You should have practiced before coming to court. Honestly, Miss Faye. It's not like I should say this. Say there, little kid, want a piece of my coffee candy? Candy? Well, you're still too young to be drinking real coffee. I thought she's older than Miles, so she's older than 20. Are you not allowed to drink coffee until a certain age? Detective. Yes, ma'am? This photo. You said that there was nothing peculiar about it. Is that correct? Yeah, that's what I said. Well then, I suggest you take another look at the note written by the victim. The note? It fairly clearly says, wear a white scarf for identification. The caller must have forgotten what the victim looked like. Thus this special request. I have one very simple question for you, detective. Where is the white scarf? I can't seem to find it in this photo. Well, to be honest, we didn't find it in the trunk, ma'am. And you stopped there? You should have looked for it. The caller told her to wear it to identify herself, so I expect she did just that. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, what do you have to say about this? Sigh. I see the defense is a little lacking. The scarf you are searching so desperately for. Is it this one, perchance? That's not white, that's blue. Ah. Where did you find that, sir? On Dusky Bridge. I was there first and decided to conduct my own investigation. Why? Why didn't you tell me? I made a decision to keep all pieces of evidence in my personal satchel. Personal satchel? It's the safest place I know. That hotshot sure has a flair for the dramatic. It's not exactly white, as the caller requested, but as you can see, it's close enough for what it was intended for. No? It looks like it spent some time in the mud. Not surprising, it was drizzling on the mountain that day. Prosecutor Edgeworth. He was intentionally hiding that scarf the whole time. Ah, yes. His win no matter what routine. The court will accept the scarf into evidence, won by the victim. Now, if the attorney for the defense is finished embarrassing herself, I'd like to move on with the testimony. That is all right with you, isn't it, Miss Faye? Boy, would I like to wrap this scarf around his smarmy little neck. Very good. Now, if we're done with this mud-covered scarf business, the prosecution moves to establish conclusively and with hard evidence that Miss Hawthorne and Mr. Falls did indeed meet on the bridge that day. Further, we will show exactly what occurred there. It sounds quite promising. I can't wait to hear all about it. Ugh, everything is moving at his whim. Don't forget, kitten, there's a reason why everyone considers this kid a genius. A genius, huh? Okay, I think we should stop here. Because I don't know, like, what's gonna happen next and, like, all the prosecutey stuff, so I think we should stop here. Because I don't know if it's gonna be, like, long information or everything, but I'm like, we're good. We got brain. We got the scarf. We did the thing.
So let us go. Come here. Let me save real quick, because saving is important. Well, there we go. We are on episode 4, and this is somehow related to the first case. So, of course, we gotta keep playing. And who knows? Let's see. Most likely we'll wrap this up either Sunday or Monday. But I have a good feeling. Well, let me get us ready for a raid. And until then, until next time. Suzu is Masi. Bye-bye.